This is the 2026 AFL Premiership season.
On ABC Sport.
AFL. On ABC Radio.
On digital. And ABC Listen.
Look for the AFL button.
Stop two on this Saturday of the round 12 of this 2026 AFL season is the Gabba in Brisbane. My name is Quentin Hull, and you're about to tune in to the match of the round, Brisbane against Fremantle. But before we get into this keenly anticipated footy contest, let's take you out to the middle and the tribute to the recent passing of the great Neil Danaher.
Whose courage has inspired a nation through strength, humility and unwavering determination. Neil Danaher has shown us what it truly means to fight with hope, lead with heart and never give up. On behalf of the Brisbane Lions, the wider football community across Queensland, Australia, extending all the way to Fremantle, I would just like to say thank you, Neil. Your legacy extends far beyond football and your impact will be felt for generations to come. When all is said and done, more is said than done. But now's the time for silence for Neil. Thank you, everybody. Let's play some footy for Neil.
And it's a gorgeous scene at the Gabba for this keenly anticipated clash with the two-time premiers Brisbane on the back of two defeats and most notably the humbling nature at which they were dispatched, embarrassed even, by Greater Western Sydney at the showground last week. The Lions 6 wins, 5 losses, but they host today the hottest team in the competition on the longest road trip in the competition. Never before have the Dockers won 10 in a row. They notched that milestone with a 30-point victory over St Kilda at Perth Stadium last week. And the Dockers welcome back their captain, Alex Pearce. There are no late changes at selection. Pearce coming back in after a 2-week absence with a knee injury, so Oscar McDonald misses out for Freo. While for Brisbane, a couple of experienced heads returning in the back line. Jared Berry and Noah Answorth both playing their first game since round 5 for differing reasons. Berry returning from a calf injury and Answorth from concussion complications. Young Cody Curtin gets a game as well as Chris Fagan put the axe through Jimmy Tunstall, Sam Marshall and Will McLaughlin. I'll be calling with Michael Price, Jason Ackermanis and Matt Primus. Zane Bojack is down on the boundary. And gentlemen, a quick run into this game, but boy, there has been a big build-up to it. Michael, welcome to you. Match of the day status, match of the round status here when you've got the two-time champs against the team on top.
Yeah, thanks, Q. Once again, just honoured to be in the best seat in the house. Just this game could have everything in it. I'm not one for hyperbole, Q. But when it comes down to it, you've got a team that's sitting high at the top of the ladder, a team that really badly needs to turn their season around. I can't wait for this one.
Jason Ackermanis, and I call him that because yet again he is ahead of the curve more than everyone else. He saw at the back end of the game against Carlton and the loss to Geelong that things weren't going right for the Premiers, and boy, Jace, wasn't it exposed in Sydney last week? How are you?
Oh, I am well, Q, and g'day to Bryce and the great Matty Primus. It was a game that, like no other, really, last week. I don't know if any team could have stop what GWS did on that day, but that third quarter was something else. That said, I think we're going to be in for the best of the Lions today. They will be emotionally in it. It will be a cracker. They won't leave 1 second available for the opposition, and what an opposition to have. The best team in the comp right now, Freo.
Matt Primus, it's great to have you in the house for this contest. What's your top line thought?
The response from Brisbane, how they try and defend teams. They've been horrible the last 2 weeks, and Fremantle are the best defensive team. So just that response in itself is going to be fascinating to watch this afternoon.
And Zane Bojack is in an area which is just starting to be hit by the shadows on what's a lovely yet windy Saturday afternoon, which will roll into Saturday evening. Zane, welcome to you.
Yeah, thank you, Q. Absolutely superb conditions, but as you said, it is blustery. We've had a lot of rain this week, but the surface is great. 20 degrees, and it will favour Fremantle kicking towards the school end in this first quarter due to those blustery conditions.
So the Swans have won by 114, but now we play the most keenly anticipated game of round 12 here on Saturday footy on ABC Sport. Here's Michael Price.
Jackson v Draper. Jackson got it down for the Dockers, intercepted by Dunkley. A wobbler inside 50. Oh, it was spoiled away from McKenna at ground level. Charlie Cameron gathers the left foot snap early and misses to the left. Dynamite start, but inaccurate. 16 seconds gone. The Lions with one behind on the board.
You don't have to look at much, but look at the players of the Lions. They were on their toes. They're ready to go. This will be a beauty.
And Jordan Clark runs out of the goal square to kick in for Fremantle. Long kick towards the middle of the ground. Kicked off the ground by Darcy Gardner of Brisbane. Rode by Brayshaw of the Dockers, though. Hand passes to Johnson at right half back for Freo. Kicks at the feet of Tracy, advancing to the wing. Didn't pick up first time, but did second time. Then ran through Ashcroft, but brought the ball under the tackle of Andrews. Picked up by Rayner of Brisbane. Hand pass to half forward to McLuggage. Give it to Cameron. 2 steps to 50. Bang! Off to the right this time. Missed one near side, has now missed one far side. But 2 scores already for Chuckles Cameron and 2 behinds for the Lions after 60 seconds.
60 seconds, 2 points. Those missed tackles. You won't be happy with that, Fags, early. He'd like to stick every one of them. I think that was Levi missed that one.
So Ryan for the Dockers from fullback launches one just short of centre wing. Draper got there early, went through his hands at ground level. Pat Foss, he flicked it forward. The Lions are there in numbers. It's going to be held up though. Swakowski's in there as well on the logo on the Stanley Street side.
You see him adjust here, Pricey. All week it has been raining here. Saw some vision of him at training. This will be a quick adjustment.
So Draper versus Jackson. I'll call that one to Jackson. He got it down to Frederick under pressure. He launches a high one inside 50, bounces away from all comers, gets away from Tracy over the boundary line, and there'll be a throw in 40 metres out in the right forward pocket for the Dockers.
And the fans in that portion of the ground have the sunlight in their eyes at row 1, but the boundary umpire is basically in the shadow out in that pocket. Most of the playing surface in shadow. Jackson clean possession from the ruck. Left foot snap on goal. No great penetration on the head of Gardner. Spoils away from Tracy and it's rushed through for a point. First score for the Dockers as the Lions have 2 behinds. Freo 1 behind. Wilmot to inbound for Brisbane.
He's standing at the top of the goal square and looked to go right and then eventually just a very short kick to the left. Finds his mate in Dunkley. Dunkley chips forward. Welcome back to the side to Ainsworth, who gathers, takes it and then kicks it to left half back to Bailey. Umpire said it wasn't the distance, called him to play on. Bailey bounces it towards centre wing. Beautifully picked up by Curtin. The handball inside to McLuggage. He wheels around on the logo on the outer side. Nicely cut off by Tracy, who read that ball. It was careering towards Charlie Cameron and the big fella got there first.
At centre half back, switches across the half back line. Taken by Wagner. The local boy returned home, but he's kicked that out of play without a touch from the leading Dudley. So that's a last disposal free kick to Brisbane. Fletcher takes the quick kick inbound. Umpire said that wasn't 15. Barry Marks called the play on shins. His kick turns it over. Dudley on the wing for Freo. Hands to Switkowski. Hands it on to Wagner. Kicks it deep to the pocket. Out the back, Amos. But it goes beyond him and also Harris Andrews. And over the boundary line for a throw-in. Who did you tip, by the way? Matt Primus.
Fremantle, just.
And Jason Ackermanis.
Lions by 3 or 4. And can I say the umpires must have been told not to give these little short kicks. And they've called 2 play-ons. They were 20-metre kicks.
Yes, that was an interesting call. Boundary throw-in. Oh, both ruckmen go flailing away from the ball. Ump lets it bounce and play on. Dunkley hacks Brisbane clear. Bounces at half-back for the Lions. Gathered by Will Ashcroft. 1-2 hand-pass exchange with Bailey. Second one, Ashcroft had a fumble. Tapped at the advantage of Cameron. Hands it to Bailey. Rush kick from half-back around the wing. Is out of bounds on the full. And it'll be a free kick to the returning Dockers skipper. What a sight it is to see the man bun number 25 back for the purple.
He's enormous. He's such a good player for them. So important.
Well, that's a very dangerous kick there from Warner. He put it to centre half back. Brendan Cox made it look good in front of Logan Morris. Handball over to Ryan. Ryan now to the outer wing and closing speed from Ainsworth. Spoiled the ball. Forward of that was taken by Levi Ashcroft. He was was dealt with, though, by Frederick, so it's going to be a free kick to the younger of the Ashcrofts, just forward to centre wing, short of left half forward for the Lions. He goes to the corridor. Again, Answorth getting heavily involved. He kicks it inside 50 through the hands of Morris, who had the sit over the boundary line in the left forward pocket. There will be a throw in adjacent to the point post. So Lions by one behind.
If you're Cam Rayner, you'd be filthy. He was out, and not just out. I'm talking 20, 30 metres out on the other side. He went to the narrow side. Just got to get those little decisions right early.
Lions 2 points, Dockers 1 point. Boundary throw in with Brisbane in attack. Frederick does the roving for Freo. Hands to Johnson, hands it to Reid, hands it to Frederick, has a fumble at half-back, got it back and gave it to Reid. They run it out of defence, the Dockers. Hands to the wing for Dudley, hands it to Sitkowski, has a bounce, draws a man, hands to Reid, hands to Bolton. They've run it to half-forward. Bolton slips, gets up, chips it to Dudley. Dudley marks it 40 metres out, and that was the only kick from the back pocket throw-in.
Then that's the style of play the last 2 weeks that Brisbane cannot stop. Coast to coast, they're the worst team in the competition for stopping a team go coast to coast. Fremantle don't play quick. On that occasion they had to, but that just shows you that's been the Achilles heel of Brisbane the last 2 weeks, and it certainly was on that occasion.
Just no intensity on the defence for the tackle.
The Dockers in their away strip white with the purple chevrons, and Dudley trips over the paint of 50. Oh, he puts his finger in the air as soon as he kicks it with his right boot. And that is the first goal of the game at the Gabba. And Isaiah Dudley, 16th of this 2026 campaign for the Dockers. Freo get the jump, 1-1-7 to Brisbane's 2 behinds. Saturday footy on ABC Sport. If you missed it at the SCG, final margin there, 114 points in favour of the Swans, where Charlie Curnow kicked 8 goals.
Yeah, it's just work rate. There's speed out of Fremantle's backline, but Brisbane's mids get exposed, and on the handball, no one checks the handballer. So when they handball, take out the next one so they can't get the overlap. But there wasn't any of that apart from the very last one, and then they were still too classy to hit the target inside 50. But danger signs with that movement.
Worrying. No tackle made, no bumper bars. That's their rules. That is a Brisbane game plan, not even close to being adhered to.
So we're back into the middle. Oh, Jackson absolutely monstered Fort. Got the ball down to Brayshaw. Flicks a handball out to Bolton. He's worried off it by Charlie Cameron getting involved early. Lands in the hands of Warner. Handball back to Jordan Clark. Gets it forward of the circles to Brayshaw. Brayshaw inside 50. It's a one-on-one. Nicely spoiled there. Ty Gallop over Amos. He goes again, does Gallop. Smashes it forward. Bruce Reville taken down. Ball spills. Chance for Freo here. Swikowski gets it over to Amos on the left foot. It's a beautiful looking snap, but it went across the face of goal, one behind. So 1-2-8 plays 2 behinds, just the 1 goal separating the 2 sides.
Very short kick in. Bailey marks, plays on quickly, kicks to Gardner, drops the mark at defensive 50. Pressured by Clark, reels it in, holding the ball. Anywhere else but here, according to the umpire. It's a ball up.
And that's another kick cue too. They went short, called play on. They just look a little bit off at the moment, Brisbane.
Oh, that was a rub of the green for the home team. Jackson wins the possession, hands it out the back to Voss. 60 from goal for the Dockers. Kicks to the pocket and a brilliant one-on-one wrestling mark taken by Tracy. That is the highest order of contested clutch with Harris Andrews on him. Oh, that was everything brilliant about key defender on key forward, with key forward winning.
Absolutely. Great kick by Voss. He just saw where the space was at out the back, and Harris just got caught a little bit under the ball, but Tracy decided to hold his body to mark it. A beautiful kick, but a beautiful clunk. And doesn't this guy love competing hard in the air?
Hates Grippo too. That's how strong he is. Doesn't need it.
Tracy, slight angle right, 20 metres out, strikes it with his right, hits the near post. Behind.
He hit it all right, still wobbling.
Pings away, and indeed that upright is swaying in the Gabba breeze on this Saturday afternoon. Dockers 1-3-9. Lions 2 behinds, 8.5 played at the Gabba.
It's brought back in quickly.
He's just giving us those short ones there, Price. He's just trying to hem him in.
So it was Ty Gallop who received. That's a long kick to Dunkley on the wing. Handball to the handball was to Berry, who was knocked off it by Brayshaw. Ball spills onto the logo. Dunkley involves himself. Handball forward to Lockie Neal. His handball cut off there by Judd McVee, the former D. Gets it into the middle now. Jackson Gives it now to Jordan Clark. Has a couple of bounces through the circles. Inside 50, looking for Dudley at ground level. He gathered it beautifully. Handball backwards to Amos. Was cut off there by Bruce Reville over the boundary line. 40 metres out right forward pocket for the Dockers. They're leading by 7 points.
Jared Berry coming back. He's got to work out. He's back in the big leagues. He's looking a yard off. He's missed 2 kicks there because the pressure has come too quickly.
It's the first game since round 5 due to that calf issue, Jason.
There's a
free kick off the ball here.
Lockie Neal is going to receive the free kick. There was to be a boundary throw-in, so he must have been knocked before the stoppage. Chips it very short to Wilmot. That didn't create much at all.
No, they've done well here, Fremantle. They're right onto these.
Now Berry, sorry, Matt.
You're right.
He dropped the short pass from Wilmot, regathers and chips it to Andrews, who marks.
They're doing a great job of taking away what we know is Brisbane's strength, and that's gone touched out of bounds.
So
fumbled it.
Harris juggled the mark once in the field of play and the controlling grab beyond the line, according to the umpire. So not a mark, a boundary throw-in with Freo still in attack. The Dockers 1-3-9, the Lions 2 behinds.
It's a very crowded forward line for the Dockers. Thrown in. Going through there was Johnson. Couldn't quite grab at ground level. That's a really strong tackle by Jackson on Will Ashcroft, but Ashcroft's going to receive it in the back, it was. So he's got to bounce back here. Will Ashcroft, not quite reaching the heights of his form over the last couple of years. Goes laterally to Wilmot. He kicks it to centre half back to Jasper Fletcher. Fletcher on the arc. He's got a runner there in Kitty Coleman. Gives him the handball. Coleman now measures a lovely kick. Just short of centre wing on the outer side to Zach Bailey. Bailey now chipping forward. The lead there from McKenna. The pass was good. McKenna juggled it over the boundary line in front of the Freo bench. There will be a throw-in on the Stanley Street wing. Freo by 7 points.
He's Michael Price. I'm Quentin Hull. Jason Ackermanis, Matt Primus and Zane Bojack make up your call team for Saturday footy. Game of the round here at the Gabba. Dockers early on by 7 points. From the stoppage on the outer side, Will Ashcroft picks up for Brisbane. Hacks a hoping ball to half forward, which is marked by Warner of the Dockers. He's 2-on-2 in that contest, and he just got to the right spot.
Well, Charlie Cameron didn't want to flow with him.
Warner against his opposite 23. Long kick to the outer wing. Gardner sprawls away from Mason Cox. And we'll see a boundary throw in near Zane Bojack.
Yeah, the man with the purple headband's just gone back on there, and Murphy Reid, he was very anxious sitting on the bench. He wants to be part of the action. Wonder how many disposals he's going to get tonight.
He's a very good player. I'm looking forward to seeing him live too, Zane.
Had back-to-back 30-plus disposal games leading into this one. Throw in on the outer side at ground level. Swikowski gets it back to Johnson. Tackled off it. Now ends up with Jordan Clark. He whips a handball forward. It's coming forward again for the Dockers, but cut off there. Brisbane defence working overtime. Dunkley's kick smothered there by Swikowski. Picked up there by Darcy Gardner on the arc. Back to Dunkley. Sweeping handball outside defence. Hits Berry. Buried to the outer wing. Coming through was Curtin, who destroyed that pack. Well done by Chapman in the front position for the Dockers. Over the boundary line, a throw-in on the Stanley Street wing with the sun peeking through. It's just the last vestiges of sun. I suppose the shadows have overtaken most of the ground, Q.
Been a good day for kites and windsurfing. Very blustery southeast Queensland day. Boundary throw in. Neither ruckman got a touch. Dudley Rose for the Dockers out the back. Hands it to Reid, who bursts through the centre for Freo. Kicks it to full forward out the back. Voss, there's a whistle. Free kick Brisbane. Advantage taken by Wilmot, who kicks the lines back to the edge of the centre square. Marked by Coleman. Has to hold up for a moment. And Kadeen Coleman with Dudley manning the mark will now kick conservatively to, guess who? The Corn Road number 38, Bruce Reville. Short pass to Will Ashcroft, defensive side of the wing. Will Ashcroft marks and chips it to McCluggage. So chip mark for Brisbane to get to halfway. Dockers lead it by 7 points. Saturday footy on ABC Sport as McCluggage now runs off his mark. Plays on, kicks to a pack on attacking 50. Morris at the front, can't mark. Rove by Lohman, in the pocket, has a shot. Across the face from Kai Lohman, 4 behind. 3-0-1-3-9. Brisbane 3 behinds, 13.5 first quarter.
That might have to be their style of play. I don't think their key forwards are going to mark too many tonight. Brisbane Acco gets the great Freo back, but they can bring the ball to ground. That looks like an advantage to Brisbane in that area.
Like last night with Carlton, you got it to ground and just the pressure, chaotic pressure.
Clark chipped it forward to Chapman, then went past for the handball, goes across defensive arc of 50, kick it beyond centre wing off the hands of Tracy. Lockneil overruns it, nicely picked up there by Lohman. He's tackled off it, but the handball back to Neil. He goes for a subterranean handball back to Gallop. It was overcooked. Now the chance for Brayshaw, who tapped it back out. It's coming over to Pat Voss, traverses the 50, has a launch. That's a beautiful kick. And the prancing pony goes off. Nice finish. And the Dockers get their second. 2-3-15 to the Lions. 3 straight behinds. 12 points the margin. We played 14 and a half in the first quarter.
Just working harder, Matty Promise. Just working harder. Spreading from the contest.
Their spread is unreal. They've got speed, but then, Voss isn't a speed merchant, but he's still getting out the front very easy.
Look, Jace, this is alarm bells already for the Premiers, isn't it?
Yeah, there's no intensity, there's no work rate from Brisbane on offence or defence. They look just flat. Don't worry, it can change, but they wouldn't want it to change much later because the Fremantle will make you pay.
Yeah, they've had 20 handball receives, Fremantle, and that's way above their average. So they've come to try and test out what's killed Brisbane the last 2 weeks.
And this longest of road trips, you've got to start well.
Yes.
And they have indeed started brilliantly. Centre bounce. Ump says free kick to Draper. Cox went across the centre line.
Still confused, Cox.
So this will be a deep entry for Brisbane. Draper bangs it all the way to full forward. Brennan Cox fists the pack for Fremantle. Ball on the deck, 50 from Brisbane's goal. McCluggage has a fumble. Got ran into by Big Mason Cox. Play on. Reid picks up. He's tackled. Draper picked up the ball as if he thought it was going to be holding the ball. But it's a free kick going to Murphy. Reid. Is it high contact?
He slammed him.
Or maybe a little. That's a very weak sling tackle.
It was, yeah.
But I'm just trying to work out what they paid it for. Anyway, lateral kick. Ryan Marks, left half back for Freo. Kicks it towards a 2-on-2, but Amos out position, marked by Wilmot, who chips in field to his big ruckman, and Draper marks it centre half back for Brisbane. Fremantle 2-3-15. Brisbane 3 behind. 16 minutes played. Saturday footy on ABC Sport.
Yeah, nowhere to go. No short kicks. Long again.
Yep, straight down the line looking for Fort. Fort semi-spoiled there by Pearce. At ground level, the Lions with a chance, but once again, Freo get in and under first. Nicely done there by Corey Wagner, who got underneath and held the ball up. Umpire's going to come in and throw it up immediately. Draper grabbed it out of the ruck, spoiled by Cox. At ground level, Will Ashcroft promoted it forward. Jordan Clark knocked off the ball, picked up by Rayner, brushes off one tackle. And the umpire has said what's going on here. He's called a throw. No, it's... What's going on? Cam Rayner's been tackled behind the play.
Brayshaw and Rayner are having a grabbing of jumpers.
And there's a little bit going on there.
This is
It's going to be a Brisbane's free kick, and the umpire just said play on. Bailey grabbed it, handballed it to Lockneil. Big pack, grabbed by Ryan. He's tackled off the ball. Crowd one holding the ball. Nothing doing. Corey Wagner grabs it. High kick to right half back. Beautifully taken by Darcy Wilmot at left half forward. He's 55 from goal, probably a little bit further out than he'd like for a kick, so he honours a lead from Will Ashcroft, who gathers, turns around and knocks it from 50 off a step. Does that ignite the reigning premiers? Their first goal is an absolute corker from Will Ashcroft. 2-3-15 the Dockers to 1-3-9 the Brisbane Lions. One straight goal the difference.
You can't see Will Ashcroft, but he kicking that goal, he's actually gone past some pain. He looks like he's just come out of... Remember, what was
that movie? All the Blues.
Oh, no, that was... what is it? The one with our guy. The Scottish guy.
We're not doing this too well, are we?
Anyway, Mel come back to me. Mel Gibson. No. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I'm going to say that Darcy Wilmot is having a year of years. He's unbelievable. He's been good all game, good all year. Good little short pass. It wasn't a good pass. Good play on and good kick from Will. But I tell you, with Wilbur, he's had a couple of sluggish weeks. Good to see him up and about. He's nodding his head. Braveheart.
Avatar.
Braveheart. That's the one.
You were going for Avatar. You were going for Braveheart.
It was all over.
Mason Cox taps down brilliantly to Bolton. Clearance in the bullseye for the Dockers. Bolton kicks to full forward. Gardner, though, reads the play. Got in front of Voss to take an offensive mark for Brisbane. And Darcy Gardner taking his time in the left back pocket. Oh, his kick was on the head of Bailey. He's turned it over. Switkowski outmarks him. That is a terrible outcome.
Yeah, they've got the jitters in their back 50 with their short kicking, haven't they? Turned it over a couple of times or gone out of bounds.
All play on. Two short kicks.
So Sam Switkowski now is taking the opportunity to have a set shot with the man on the mark 40 metres from goal. 45 degrees to the right.
He's been good all year, Q, and he's actually destroying opposition. Our coaches don't know what to do. He's just been that good.
He's already kicked the 6 goals this year. On the approach, right foot drop punt from Switkowski is across the face for a point. Dockers lead by 7 at 2-4 to 2-3. Zane Bojack on the boundary.
Yeah, Cody Curtin has been getting a lot of treatment to his right hip, Q. Looks like he's got a bit of a problem there. The trainer hasn't left him for about 8 minutes.
Coleman brings it back in for Brisbane. Looking for and finding Darcy Gardner. It was a really good mark up against Johnson. So just short of centre wing on this Vulture Street side. Gardner's urge to play on. A more central kick. It favoured Cam Rayner. Got a chop of the arm, so he'll take it on the logo just beside the centre square. He launches one inside 50. It's going to have to be a big fly there. Levi Ashcroft did well to provide a contest, but at ground level, it's all the Dockers. Bolton, they've got flicked forward to Frederick. He's tackled off it. Then Bolton gathers. He's tackled into the ground there by Hugh McCluggage. That's what the Lions needed, a little bit more of that tackling pressure. The ball stuck underneath them. Will be a ball up on centre wing out of side.
Mason Cox flies, but couldn't get over Fort. Rove by Brisbane's Levi Ashcroft. The high kick attacking 50. 2-on-1 against Morris. And McVie there to take the mark in the outnumber for the Dockers.
Yeah, they very rarely have one-on-one contests. They always air support, don't they?
McVie from right half back. Kicks to the wing. Andrew spoils the pack, but it's roved by O'Driscoll of Fremantle. Left foot kick to Sherry. Takes the mark. Chris Sherry, 45-degree angle to the right, about 55 from goal. Hand passes to Bolton. Doesn't launch on goal. Chips it on the head of Voss. It's spoiled away by Gardner over the boundary line. And we'll see a throw in the left back pocket for Brisbane. Right forward pocket for the Dockers. Fremantle 2-4-16 lead Brisbane 1-3-9. 21 minutes first term at the Gabba. Saturday footy on ABC Sport. Quentin Hull and Michael Price calling the action with Matt Primus and Jason Ackermanis.
Throw in right forward pocket for the Dockers. Mason Cox gets in front of Fort. Okay. It flicks back there to Corey Wagner. Tackled there by Bailey. Flicked the ball up. Umpire says play on. It was Dunkley who grabbed it. His kick was smothered by Johnson. He's cornered towards the boundary line. Flicked the handball back to Corey Wagner. Had a flying shot. It bounces into the behind post. So it will be a throw in the left forward pocket. For the Dockers, they're leading by 7 points, and they're in attack yet again. A very crowded forward 50.
No composure.
Mason Cox and Darcy Fort, neither with a telling touch. Neil Robe handed up straight to Johnson, gives it to O'Driscoll, has a running snap, but his left foot kick is out of bounds on the full, and a free kick will go to Brisbane in the right back pocket.
They look dangerous inside forward 50. Stoppages or ball going in there all the time. They've got a powerful forward line.
Levi Ashcroft with a short kick in. Wilmot marks, kicks down the corridor, marked by Coleman, but Brisbane still inside defensive 50. The Premiers trying to find their flow here. Chip pass marked by Bailey. On centre half back. Runs on. Kicks a deep ball to centre half forward. Warner got in the way to spoil for Fremantle. Hands it to O'Driscoll. Dispossessed by the tackle of Morris. He picks up. Warner tackles him. Got rid of it, but Chapman comes away for the Dockers. Hands it to Murphy Reid. Hands it to the bullseye. This is kicked off the ground by McVie. Straight into the hands of Voss. That was fortuitous. Mark Pade. 70 from goal. Entry down the corridor to the leading Tracy, who marks it 30 out straight in front.
Too easy. He had the no handover, no body contact. If you look at the replay, he just walked straight out of that. He was 20 metres on his own by the time he just put in a little spurt. The Brisbane defence are in all sorts. They cannot handle the speed of the ball coming in.
45 2 years ago was his best. He kicked 44 last year, and this for goal 26 in 2026 for Tracy. And he kicks his first of the afternoon. Third of the game for the Dockers. Fremantle lead by 13 points at 3 goals for 22 to Brisbane's 1-3-9. Zane on the boundary.
Yeah, Curtin's just run out there again, Q, but you can watch his gait as he's running back towards the attacking 50. He's struggling out there. He's just hampered a bit on that right side.
It's not good news. You don't want out of your 5. He's labouring, but that said, it's not... I mean, he's one of the problems. Their problem is, you can see then... Kyle Loman's not looking at the ball. There's no contest, and then coughing it up in the tackle.
And their last two inside 50s have just landed on top of the 50. That's not how Brisbane play. They like deep ones, and then they pin you in. But those two balls have just bounced on the top of the 50 and gone straight down the other way, and Fremantle shot on goal. So they've got to try and build up a little bit slower, or look for that, lower the eyes and look for that lower one before they go
Just
inside.
drop marks. 11 inside 50s apiece, 3 goals to the Dockers, 1 to Brisbane. Back into the middle. Draper gets this one down, but Jackson got down and dirty, flicked it backwards. It's intercepted by Zach Bailey, who kicks it into the backside of an opponent. Picked up by Lohman. Lohman back to Jared Berry. He kicks it straight up and down the chimney, but it's Rayner got there first, did he? The umpire.
Oh, there's 50.
Well, he got fined for flopping last week, so get fair dinkum, Cam. You're stronger than that, Sunshine.
He's getting a bit of sort of balance out here, because that's 50 every day of the week. But they're not paying it because he sort of got a few cheapies, and particularly in that Week 1 finals game against Geelong last year. And again, we want the game to be objective, not subjective.
Again, he dropped one. He dropped one just before. He's just fumbling. He got paid that mark. That's it. He's within range, Cam, but boy, they need this guy firing.
Well within range. The man on the mark standing 45 out. Slight angle to the left. He skips to the arc and launches a nice Sharon, but it's to the right. It doesn't quite make the distance, and the miserly Dockers take it from the goal line and spread via handball to Frederick in right back pocket. He kicks it to the outer side. Great mark. That's a really good mark taken by the young Ty Gallop just in front of the logo outer side.
Kicks Brisbane back into attack to the pocket. Brennan Cox flies the spoil away from Curtin. Rove brilliantly by Lohman. Spins infield, hands to Curtin, who dropped it. Cox cleans up. Brennan again, the shaven-headed one. Hands it to Jackson at full-back. He's kicked to Dudley, spoiled late by Coleman, but O'Driscoll there to mop up for the Dockers. Short pass to Johnson. Takes the mark, defensive 50, left half-back for Fremantle.
They're doing, because it was 4 metres, that kick.
Yeah. Johnson, who's got 44 on his back. Kick to the wings, a bit of a helicopter. Gathered by Amos. Hand passes tapped by Reid to the advantage of O'Driscoll. His kick to half forward. Voss takes the mark. 50 from goal. And Pat Voss is going back like a man intent of going for the big sticks.
Absolutely.
He's not even looking at giving it off.
Groomed in the early days at Mar Oval.
Oof.
He's another one of those 2650s from Turvey Park to school in Melbourne to the Essendon list, and don't want you. Go west, become a star. Pat Voss, 55 metres out, doesn't kick for goal. Puts it to the top of the square. Off hands. Berry tries to bunt it to the defensive line. Picked up by Fletcher. Brisbane don't concede. Fletcher's hand pass to Coleman. Coleman chips to Reveal, so no change to the score. Fremantle lead by 13 points. 27 minutes first quarter.
Reveal drills it in the Harris Andrews direction. Big spoil came from Warner. He went back and got the handball forward to Murphy Reid. Inside 50, 3 Lions conspire to spoil each other. It's picked up there by Pat Voss. He's tackled by Kitty Coleman about 40 metres out. Tight angle to the left. Umpire will come in and throw it up quickly. Jackson versus Draper. They both missed it. Picked up by Darcy Wilmot. He just launches a long bomb. Brennan Cox is in the box seat. Nicely spoiled by Curtin, though. Comes to the hands of Alex Pearce, who decides to take off and have a bounce. The Dockers skipper. Then inside 50. Draper spoils. Front and square was Tracy. Got the handball. Back to Jackson. Out to Skwikowski. He gets it now to Shai Bolton, who ends up getting it back outside the arc of 50 to Corey Wagner. He kicks it inside 50 to the goal square. Through the hands of Pat Voss. And one rushed behind. Some frenetic footy there. Dockers 23, Lions 9, 14 points the margin.
Coleman
like
a very quick kick in. Sorry to Wilmot, Jace.
I was going to say a tap here, a tackle there, and all of a sudden both teams are out.
Wilmot short to Berry. Berry to Rayner, not 15. Play on. Berry tackled, lost it. Rayner tackled and lost it. Berry cleans up, and it'll be a ball up.
That was holding the ball.
One or the other, isn't it?
He's getting the good and the bad today, Cam Rayner.
Draper wins the tap down. Rayner gets it to his feet. Rushes a kick from centre half back towards half forward for Brisbane. Brennan Cox front on contact. No, Curtin did well to spoil. Lohman Rose bounces on 60. Kicks to a vacant forward line over the head of Cameron and through for a behind. It was Cameron one-on-one with Judd McVie deep. A behind to Brisbane. Fremantle 3-4-22 to Brisbane 1-4-10. Make it 3-5-23 the Dockers to 1-4-10, 28 minutes.
Lots of scoring here. This is end of the quarter, 44 seconds to go, so they'll probably shut it down here. They don't want to score against, but what an entertaining contest.
So Wagner for the Dockers to the outer side. Good contest there. Nicely roved there by McLuggage. Flicked the handball forward to Levi Ashcroft. Lowers the eyes into the path of Josh Dunkley. He's taken the mark 40 metres out. He's on a tight angle to the left.
They either have to pass it off here, Pricey, or have a shot, and this could go anywhere.
Not the most prolific goal kicker over his career. 80 goals, 91. He hasn't scored a goal so far in 2026.
He's one of their good players that has just not been playing well enough last few weeks.
The three-time premiership player, 2 with the Lions, 1 with the Doggies, on the quarter-time siren, launches it towards the line, and they've kept it out, the Dockers. They're discussing it with the goal umpire, who says no score. So that is end of section for the first quarter. The Dockers by 13 points, 3-5-23 to the Lions, 1-4-10. Your goal scorers for the Dockers, you've got Dudley, Voss and Tracy, and for the Lions, Will Ashcroft with the lonely goal.
Thank you, Michael. Earlier today at the SCG, the margin of victory for Sydney was big, 114 points. Swans, 25 goals, 170 over Richmond's 8-56. Charlie Curnow dined out with 8 goals. Isaac Heaney, lazy 32 possessions and 5 goals as well for the blonde-headed superstar. So the Swans, as it stands, are on top of the ladder because they've banked that win today. Dockers need to win to get back to the top of the standings. And, of course, coming up later this evening, it's the Western Bulldogs and Collingwood taking place at Docklands. In the NRL, there are 3 games today, the first of which is underway. Getting to the back end, Newcastle 28 lead Parramatta 22. There's only a couple of minutes left at Hunter Stadium. Newcastle 28 lead Parramatta 22. It's the final round of the Super Rugby, and a result which is going to have an impact on the finals seedings. The ACT Brumbies have been beaten by Moana Pacifica in their last game in the competition.
Where was that game?
In Canberra,
wow.
Matt. So they're being wound up, Moana. I think that's only their second win of the season. And it means that the Brumbies now have to go. It's 6v1. So I think they finished 6th now, and the Reds finished 5th off the top of my head. But that was not expected. Moana Pacifica 21 have beaten the ACT Brumbies 19. Later on, the local derby between the Force and the Waratahs will play this evening. Chiefs and Blues next up. Anyway, quarter time here at the Gabba. The Dockers by 13 points at the first break. Saturday footy on ABC Sport.
A young man vanishes, and something about it doesn't sit right.
It made no sense.
I'm Rob Bergen. Join me for What Became of Jack, the new season of Unravel.
You know where my son is.
Search for the Unravel podcast on ABC Listen.
This is the 2026 AFL Premiership season with ABC Sport.
Draws a man, hands to Reid, hands to Bolton. They've run it to half forward. Bolton slips, gets up, chips it to Dudley. Dudley marks it 40 metres out, and that was the only kick from the back pocket throw-in. Dudley trips over the paint of 50. Oh, he puts his finger in the air as soon as he kicks it with his right boot. And that is the first goal of the game at the Gabba.
Now the chance for Brayshaw, who tapped it back out. It's coming over to Pat Voss, who traverses the 50. Has a launch. That's a beautiful kick. And the prancing pony goes off. Nice finish. And the Dockers get their second. He's 55 from goal, probably a little bit further out than he'd like for a kick. So he honours a lead from Will Ashcroft, who gathers, turns around and knocks it from 50 off a step. Does that ignite the reigning premiers? Their first goal is an absolute corker from Will Ashcroft.
Straight into the hands of Voss. That was fortuitous. Mark May, 70 from goal. Entry down the corridor to the leading Tracy, who marks it 30 out straight in front.
Too easy.
45 2 years ago was his best. He kicked 44 last year, and this for goal 26 in 2026 for Tracy. And he kicks his first of the afternoon.
The AFL on ABC Sport.
On radio.
ABC Sport Digital Radio.
And ABC Listen.
Hot start in really good conditions for footy at the Gabba. Great to have your company. This is Saturday Footy. You're listening to ABC Sport. My name is Quentin Hull. You can get in touch with us if you'd like. Send us a text The number to do so is 0437 774 774. 0437 774 774. Please send us your name and where you're texting from. Dockers by 13 points at quarter time. Jason Ackermanis, Matt Primus, what say you after that first term of footy?
We were just discussing it, just the ability for Fremantle and what they're doing and where they're getting their scores from, Matty. And that's fixable. Excuse me, I should say. It's fixable with what's happening. The transition game has been outrageously good for Fremantle. I think the tackle pressure can come up. But Brisbane just sloppy, just dropping marks, doing little things poorly, panicking, no composure. This will be an interesting quarter to see how they bounce back because they've played good halves in the last 2 weeks, which is nothing like they should be doing. But so far, it's not terrible, but it's not great either.
No, it isn't. They've been okay around the contested ball. The inside 50s are in their favour. They've kicked one goal forward, so the accuracy's been poor. It's probably just been the Fremantle coming at them. They've been one of the slowest teams ball in hand this year, but tonight they looked at what Geelong and Giants have done, and they're 52 handballs already. And as you said, they've gone coast to coast, and they've been able to shut down Brisbane's ball movement and force them to kick long down the line. And so they're inside 50s, even though they've had 15 of them. I don't reckon many of them have been good, and they've bounced out of there a bit too easy. So there's things to like. Saying that, with all the handballs Fremantle have had, Brisbane have only had 7 tackles. And I reckon for Fags that'd be, bumper bar, and that stuff, the terminology you use, lock them in, bump them, hit them, take them out of the play, but also the tackle pressure. There's been some good stuff, then there's been some really poor stuff, and Fremantle got too much of a dangerous forward line to allow easy ball coming in.
And isn't it interesting that here are the two-time premiers that look a little slower when a 37-year-old is unavailable and not able to play. And if you missed the news during the week, Dane Zorko's got an extended layoff now with a quad injury. He's due to be back this week, but now another 6 weeks on the sideline.
It is crazy, guy. I thought that watching that first quarter, I was going to say it. They miss his piercing kick or the handball received to open up the game, but it's crazy to think that a two-time premiership team are missing a 37-year-old.
They look slower because the 37-year-old's not there. Second term's about to get underway. Michael Price.
Here's Jackson over the top of Darcy Fort. Gets it down for Freo. Cut off by McCluggage. Handball backwards to Dunkley. He launches it inside 50. Draper destroyed the pack. Ryan gathers for the Dockers. Tackled off it. Then comes Judd McVee. He's tackled immediately. 40 metres out. It'll be a ball up.
Individual stats to quarter time. Reid and O'Driscoll, 8 each, lead the way for the Dockers. 9 for Wilmot, 9 for Dunkley. Best for Brisbane.
It's Draper versus Jackson. Jackson wins it down. Tries to extract it himself. Then gets tackled by Lockie Neal. Umpire circles. Says we'll come in and do it again. I'll throw it up 45 out.
Draper wins the tap over Jackson. Taps boundary side for Lohman. He's tackled by Bolton and dispossessed. Cameron picks up for Brisbane, immediately wrapped up by Chapman, and a ball up will take place. Left back pocket for the Dockers, right forward pocket for Brisbane down at the school end of the Gabba. And the last sliver of sunshine is just at the top of the stands on the outer side as Bailey tries to rove the pack in close confines. Got it to Neal, to Dunkley by hand. Now open side of the pack to Lohman. Lohman snaps, misses near side for a point. Fremantle 3-5-23. Brisbane 1-5-11. First minute of the second quarter.
It's better from Brisbane, wasn't it? Better pressure out of Hacker and locked the ball in there for a couple of stoppages.
Yeah, movement, a little bit of intensity, doesn't it?
So Luke Ryan for the Dockers. Flares it out to the left. Oh, good mark. Good, strong hands from Pat Voss in front of Darcy Gardner. He's on the point of the centre square at left half back for the Dockers. That's a very high ball just beyond centre wing. In fact, Ty Gallop was advantaged by that. He was in the front of the pack and he beat Josh Tracy to the ball. Takes a nice relieving chest mark, but Fremantle have really set up beautifully in front of him. He has to flare it to the left.
And backwards to Wilmot. Chips it to Fletcher. But across pollination, well, of course, the Piglet, Dad Adrian, played 79 games for Freo in his 4-club career, but Jasper here is, of course, a father-son. Gives it to Darcy Gardner. Gardner's tackled by Tracy and holding the ball. Holding the ball on defensive 50 for Brisbane.
20-metre kick. Yeah, they're playing. They're saying that's the fifth one they've just said play on, which is a little bit.
So another one of those sort of mid-range kicks where they've decided to wave play on rather than call mark, Jason.
Yes, and it's Brisbane have got to adjust. Clearly, that's what the umpires are going to call. So they need to be smarter and quicker. Either play on quicker, handball receives. Got to do something.
Tracy straight in front, needs to hoof it 55. Good purchase on the right boot, right to the line, and knuckled through for a behind. 3-6-24, leads 1-5-11. And I'll just get some more word from Zane in a moment, but I'm getting word here that there might be an issue for Kadeem Coleman. Zane, what have you got?
Yeah, he's done, Q. Hamstring injury on the bench, looking very, very dejected.
Well, when you think things couldn't get worse for the Brisbane Lions.
So he hasn't missed a game this year, of course, having had 2 injury-interrupted seasons off the back of his knee reconstruction.
It goes to right half-back. Jared Berry now has it. Kicks it to the outer wing. Draper spoiled nicely. At the back of the pack was Darcy Fort. He lays the big slipper into it. It bounces inside 50. Cox leads Logan Morris to the ball. Fumbles, but then gathers. Got the handball away. Connor McKenna provided the pressure. The ball bounced back into the hands of Cox. Tackled by McKenna. He got the handball away to Clark. Clark now to Matt Johnson. Back to Clark. He's in the goal square now. This is better pressure from Brisbane. Nice kick, though, and Tracy presents. Gathers. Sweeping handball ends up to Swikowski. He gets to the logo. He sweeps another handball forward. Brayshaw has a bounce. Runs away from Dunkley and delivers a beautiful kick to Dudley. It was Shy Bolton. It was touched off the hands. He had to play on. He hit a shy at goal. It bounced across the face. Gathered by Amos. Bumped over the boundary line. Throw in left forward pocket. And that was easy as you like for the Dockers, taking it from one end to the other.
Quick and easy, Pricey, absolutely.
Their leg speed is hurting. They just can't close that gap.
This ball movement is brilliant from Fremantle. Boundary throw in, Dockers in attack, shallow throw in. Goes to the feet of the pack. Dunkley goes down holding his head. Play on, comes out to Johnson. Has a snap. Matt Johnson. He's kicked the goal for the Dockers. Another one for Fremantle. That's 4 for the visitors. And it's Dockers 4, 6:30 to the Lions 1-5-11. A 19-point lead to Fremantle, 5 minutes second term.
Just asking questions here, Freo. They are being cleaner, hungrier, running quicker. Their game plan, like we saw with Geelong a couple of weeks ago. That's fantastic.
That kick they pulled back inside there. When he marked that, he was thinking straight away, I'm going to handball receive, not go slow.
It was key forward up the ground.
Yeah, the whole comp's onto what's Brisbane's Achilles heel at the moment, and we're seeing it live here again.
Yes, we are.
I saw it last week.
And
2 weeks ago.
That easily cannot work at times. I mean, there was 2 players there, a spoil, and all of a sudden they're having shots on goal. So it's risky, but it's working.
Gaz is listing in the Big C Food Court in Chiang Mai.
Oof, wow.
Gee, g'day, Gaz. Nice to hear from you. 0437 774 774. He says, I'm wishing my father Bill a speedy recovery, who's in Mildura Base Hospital. Good on.
Is that still? I was born there. And so were all my siblings and my father. There you go.
Umpire throws it up besides the centre circles. It's a second go at it. Darcy Wilmot tumbles it forward. Well done by Chapman. Gathered. He attacked. Got the handball forward to Brayshaw. Then went past for a handball receive. Then he kicks it to centre half forward. Nicely cut off by Wilmot for the Lions. His kick in turn cut off there by Sam Swikowski. Just forward of the centre circles. Standing in the corridor. He launches a 20-metre kick to find Brayshaw standing on the edge of the centre square. He's got Will Ashcroft standing the mark 55 out. He puts it to a dangerous spot, does Brayshaw, but again, nicely read there by Ty Gallop. He's got some good, strong hands. Good defensive mark in the right back pocket for the Lions.
He's been enormous already this game with those contested marks.
He kicks it to a packet. Right half back Jackson, though, read it best. One clean mark for Fremantle. 60 from goal at left half forward.
Just so un-Brisbane-like, just bombing the ball out of back 50.
Got him spooked now.
Jackson called to play on, so just sets it up high to full forward. Gardner decides to punch rather than mark the Brisbane defender, and it's off his knuckles and out of play for another throw-in in the left forward pocket for Freo.
This will suit them, though. They love this, Matty, this part of the ground.
It's great defence, too. They just empty out and stop all the short kicks. And as you say, Brisbane are a bit spooked, and Fremantle's defence is great.
Throw in right near the Lions race. Dockers attacking in. Draper clean possession. Nudge Drexen off the drop. High clearing kick for Brisbane to a contest on the wing. Pearce reads the drop. Can't complete the mark. Tumbling to deck. Picked up, though, by Brennan Cox of Fremantle. Hands it to Brayshaw. Hands it to O'Driscoll in the middle of the Gabba. Raking left foot kick. Deep to Phil forward. Favours Amos. Can't take the mark. Rode by Voss. Tackled. Hands it to Bolton. Rides a tackle. Bob's out of one. Hand pass to Dudley. It's at his feet. Dudley's got it wrapped up by Gardner. Took him on. Ball up.
That's
Ball up.
Shea Bolton. He's so agile, so hard to catch. He's broken 2 tackles. It's killing the Lions here.
Umpire throws it up just beyond the goal square. Well done, Dunkley, who got in. Handball over to Berry. Worried off it. Tracy with the big don't argue. Was a bit too high, so it was too much of a don't argue. Got him very high with that stiff arm, and it's going to be Hugh McCluggage, who was on the end of it. He takes the ball, long kick towards the outer wing. Oh, good Mark Chapman. In front. Oh, but no, it was a free kick because Curtin was dealt with off the ball. So Cody Curtin, who was introduced into the side this week after 4 goals in the VFL last week. He gathers and he kicks it long towards McKenna. Brennan Cox got in the way. McKenna spoiled him, but still the Dockers with good movement will get this out. Or it's with Jordan Clark, who burns off his opponent, then chips it forward to find Pearce. Nice movement.
That left knee's heavily strapped, Alex Pearce, but great to see him back in the team, the skipper, after a 2-week absence. Short pass to Clark, edge of the centre square, kicks it across the centre square, hoping for Chapman, but it missed him. And he's bumped off the ball by Charlie Cameron. Wins the ball for the Lions on the wing. No one to kick to. So he sets a hoping rolling ball to the half-forward flank, and it won't be touched by Bailey before going out of play. So that's a free kick. Last disposal going to the Dockers, and they quickly kick it in as Brayshaw kicks to Ryan. Ryan from half-back kicks it to the wing, and O'Driscoll marks. In front of our broadcast position in the ABC Sport commentary box, members' side. Dockers leading by 14 points. O'Driscoll with his left boot. Kicks to attacking 50. Out the back of the pack. Juggling Mark Amos. No, not paid. He's tackled immediately to deck. And we'll see a ball up. 40 from the Dockers goal. 9.5 minutes second term. Saturday footy on ABC Sport. Dockers leading by 14 points.
It's all happening.
The umpire throws it up. Jackson takes it out of the ruck, throws it straight onto the left foot, and Amos got rid of Gallup, got the separation, ended up taking the mark on his chest. He's right against the boundary line. Oh, about 15 metres. Make that 20. Now he's facing inboard.
He's going to have to kick it left foot. If he's going to have a snap, he's going to.
So Jai Amos facing the centre, curling it around with the left foot, and does it beautifully. The Dockers are flying here at the Gabba. 5-6-36, plays 1-5-11. We're at a game high 25-point margin with 10 gone in the second term on ABC Sport.
Everything's going their way, man.
Well, Jackson's just giving Big Draper his own workout here. He's just grabbing the balls. He's done it 3 or 4 times tonight. Normally Draper's doing that, grabbing balls out of clearances and getting it forward, but he's done it, as I said, 3 or 4 times, and that time fortuitously it fell forward, but he's just dominating around the stoppages.
There's just a lot to work on here for Brisbane. They've been sloppy. They're going to have to get closer on everything. Offense, defence, just their kicking. Everything's just a little bit off. They need to find something now in this just over a half a footy of the quarter left, I should say.
That being said, team on the longest road trip in the comp has started brilliantly. Oh, Mason Cox taps down. Shea Bolton bursts clear of the stoppage. Bounce to half forward. Shinzi's kick inside 50. Not a good one. Andrews repels for Brisbane. Hands it to Reville. Got tackled by Switkowski. Holding the ball.
He got rid of that. He handballed it. What is the problem?
Well, the umpire has deemed that a free kick for holding the ball. And Sam Switkowski will get the shot on goal. 40 metres out, slight angle to the left.
That's leg speed, didn't he? Okay.
Yeah, that's what he's brung it all year, and he has been super at it. Well, he takes his breath. There's just their pressure. Everything's working. That said, gets tackled. He could have got a free kick, Bruce, for getting below the knees. He got the handball away. I'm not sure the umpires need to have their eyes checked, but anyway, that's a free kick.
And Switkowski trots over the paint of 50, strikes it on his right boot from 45 metres out, and it's through the middle. Another Dockers goal. The last 4 goals in the contest going to Fremantle. They've kicked 3-1 to 1 behind so far in this second quarter, and a 13-point lead at the first change is now a 28-point advantage for Fremantle 12 minutes into the second quarter at 6-6-42 to 1-5-11.
Yeah, it was too easy out of the centre bounce. Cox to Bolton, and when Bolton goes into the centre bounce, I suggest he's probably a man who's going to get the hit to, and he just burst through there, and even though he shinned it, got the ball inside 50. So, yeah, there's a lot going wrong, but they're just going to have to try and get some territory here and slow down this game. Otherwise, Fremantle's offence, which has been the number one all year, is just going to kill the game by half-time.
So that margin's 31 at 42 to 11.
It's got to win this centre clearance.
So they're back into the middle. Draper overruns that one. Will Ashcroft gathers. Worried off it. Kicked just forward of the centre circles. Into the hands of Bailey. Bailey dribbles a kick forward. Rayner gathered. He was tackled immediately. The ball spills into the hands of Frederick. His handball to the logo on the outer side. Scooped up by Bruce Reville. He handballs to Neil. Neil sweeping handball to Bailey. Bailey runs to half forward. From 50. Launches and goals.
Great answer.
That is a good answer. And Zach Bailey gets on the board, the Lions, with only their second goal. But the crowd getting right behind them here at the Gabba now. 6-6-42 to 2-5-17. So it's back to a 25-point margin. We've played 13 and a half for the second term.
Yes, lots of scores, lots of scoring. That's what you need from your good players. He is one of their good players. Didn't kick a goal last week. He's too smart, too good for that. That said, just a bit of cleanliness, a little bit of composure. A great finish. They haven't had any luck tonight in front of goal, but that is a super kick, Matty.
Yeah, great kick. And Lockie Neal's handball, just as you mentioned, in traffic, composure, set Bailey on his way in a beautiful finish. But yeah, they need a bit more of that. Absolutely.
And Fremantle, though, that pressure was coming. They had full tilt.
Stoppage in the middle, and Mason Cox taps down. Little fumble from Brayshaw underneath prevents the Dockers getting another clearance. Stolen by Rayner of Brisbane. Hand passes to Neil. Neil's tumbling ball to half forward. Pitches and rolls away from the one-on-one of McKenna and Warner. McKenna gathers, gets on his left from 60, kicks to the pocket. Awkward bouncing ball. Morris had a play, had a fumble, loses it over the boundary line for a throw-in the right forward pocket. Zane Bojack on the boundary.
That loud noise you heard about 10 seconds ago, Q, was the rescue helicopter going over the Gabba. Maybe they're here to try and save the Lions.
Like a coffee over there, big fella. You leave the jokes to me, all right, big fella?
Oh, there's one of your
Brisbane in
Jacker.
attack. That is a very, very shallow throw. And Charlie Cameron kicks the goal because of it. That should not be a goal. It should be recalled. That's a disgrace in the game. It really is.
Every week, you.
It's cost Fremantle a goal. And we are a bit hard on it because sometimes they're a little shallow. That was flat out half distance and Brisbane get a goal because of it. It's the cheapest John Denver ever at the Gabba. Fremantle 6-6-42 to Brisbane 3-5-23.
I've seen kid footy and to be better than that. These spindly arms of these umpires.
And the field umpires have got the right to blow that up and stop it.
Bring it back, look at that.
Matt Primus, you played in the ruck.
Ridiculous. Even the umpires are 3-4 metres inside the boundary line too, and it's still a shallow one. So
it went nowhere. Good tap though from Darcy Ford. You love that.
Well done to Brisbane, active and alert, watching the ball. And
that's not a country road. That's a country laneway. It's a country cul-de-sac from that throw-in.
Hey, you'll take them when you need them. I tell you, talk about need a little bit of luck. There's one there for the Lions.
Well, as the crowd go a cappella, we're back into the middle, and it was Mason Cox there. It's going to be a free kick. I think it's going Brisbane's way. It'll go to Lockneil, who was taken a little high.
Last three in the middle, they've won Pricey. Good response.
Neil wheels around onto the right foot, gets it inside 50, and there was nobody there. It was nicely taken there by Warner for the Dockers. Just stood his ground. And now he has to hold up as the Lions set up nicely in front of him. He flares it out to the outer wing. Mason Cox battles his way to the front. Got both hands to it, but front and square, Switkowski got it. He kicked it towards Tracy. Nicely spoiled. It bounces freely. Amos gives it back to Frederick, who lowers his eyes and hits Pat Voss. 35 out, tight angle to the left, but good movement. Zane Bojack's on the boundary.
Yeah, Ty Gallup went up for a spoiling contest, and in the end, he came down heavily on his head. I wonder whether the medicos are going to check him out.
Yeah, I saw that. That's unfortunate because he had the chance. He just did everything right. He came down, unfortunately, big Falcon. That said, even their big men from Freo, geez, don't they run back hard? They've got great leg speed.
So Pat Voss has already got one. He kicked in the first term. From 35 on a tight angle, he sprays this one. Lucky to hit foot. It just scrapes through for one behind. You might have gathered that from the crowd reaction.
One of the dodgiest mustaches you've ever seen.
43 plays 23. 20 points the margin, Dockers lead.
Still love a boss at the Gabba. Doesn't matter. Wilmot chips down the middle. Reveal takes the mark from the kick in. Fremantle 6-7-43. Brisbane 3-5-23. The Dockers leading by 20 points. Reveal kicks wide to the wing for the Lions. And Bailey jungles a one-handed mark despite the company of Erasmus. Nice grab. Defensive side of the wing. Short pass to Fort. Fort hands it back to Bailey, who's running away from Erasmus. Gets to the wing. Long, deep entry. Brennan Cox punches it away from Morris. And into the stands for a boundary throw-in. 30 around from Brisbane's goal in the right forward pocket.
Yeah, I like that handball receive. Go quicker, get the ball inside 50. Fremantle are too good if you play slow against them, especially their team defence.
And giving it to a good player with pace is really, really running hard today.
The throw in 40 metres out from the Lions' goal. Jackson got in front of Fort. He slapped it down. Fort got in the way, though. Got the handball off to Dunkley. Dunkley's ball was smothered, so it's back under the pack of 5 players. Umpire circling, please ball it up. It's a mess there.
They've done a lot of smothers too today, Freo. So that means they're around the contest, which tells me about composure from the Lions.
Umpire throws it up 45 out off hands. McCluggage, handball forward speculating. Lohman picked it up, immediately tackled. Umpire's going to come in and throw it up in the right forward pocket for Brisbane. They're attacking. They're around about 25 metres out.
Generating shots too from here, Q.
Saturday footy on ABC Sport. Fort with the tap down to Dunkley. Had it stolen by Erasmus. Hand pass pinched by Lohman. Gives to Morris. Morris snaps and Morris misses. I think.
Didn't need that.
Well, it was so quick I didn't see the flight of the ball, but I saw the reaction of the player. And now I'm looking at the umpires who are going to the arc.
What for?
So did anyone keep up with the ball there?
That was a point.
Review complete. Looking at this angle, we can see the ball crosses on the behind side of the post. Decision on scoreboards.
Yeah, it was a very close range snap, and Logan Morris never looked like a man who'd kicked a goal there. It is a point.
As umpires, mate, that was even too quick for the umpire.
Well, there's a few more of them, and they don't have to call the footy as well, so I don't mind asking for help. They got one job. Dockers 6-7-43. Lions 3-6-24.
So it's a long kick out. Harris Andrews spoils the ball forward for the Lions at ground level. Neal, it's a high bomb inside forward 50. Big pack flies. It's fisted forward for the Dockers. Well rode there by Chapman. His handball semi-cut off. It leaks outside defensive 50. Lohman picked it up. He was tackled. Great effort there by the big man, Luke Jackson.
Smart.
And Lohman just held him up enough there as well. So lucky not to give away 50, but great work from the big ruckman to nail the faster, quicker Lohman and get the free kick. Jackson played on, gave it to Judd McVie, then back to Jackson, and he chips it to the outer wing with Matt Johnson, just short of the Stanley Street wing.
Lions have kicked the last 2 goals in the game. The Dockers have had the better of it. They lead by 19 points. Good kick from Johnson on the infield 45. Clark near the bullseye takes the mark. Just attacking side thereof for Fremantle. Entry down the middle corridor. Mason Cox the target, but Darcy Gardner marks and pings away quickly for Brisbane. Kicks to left half back. Curtin gathers on the bounce. Has a bounce. He's got Wagner chasing him. Fends away from him. Kicks infield on the bounce. Half volleyed by Gardner. Hands to McKenna. Hands to Will Ashcroft. Hold on, the Premiers have turned up. Will Ashcroft turns it to Reveal. Reveal kicks inside 50. Brennan Cox dives over the ball. Desperate defending. Brilliantly done. Hands it to Ryan. Ryan's hand pass. Ends up with Clark at right half back. Hands it back to Wagner. Kicks around the body. Turned over straight to McKenna. He's 60 out. Plays on and Dudley got him from behind holding the ball. Now Brennan Cox is still down behind play as Dudley will take this free kick at right half back.
Let's have a look at this replay,
And they're holding up play for the injured Brennan Cox, who's reaching at his right leg.
Yeah, he was in that contest there, and it was a bit clumsy and awkward because he was on the ground and he had to quickly get a handball out, unless he would have got done for holding the ball. So we'll just have a look here. See this replay here. Logan Morris comes in, he's flailing, goes down.
And it's interesting, he almost could have given away a free kick for diving at the legs of Kai Lohman. Zane on the boundary is jogging to the bench.
Yeah, and look, can I tell you something? Brendan Cox got a lot of treatment just before the first throw. The medicos were doing a lot of work on his hamstring, so I wonder whether he's popped it and might have come in with a pre-existing injury.
Speaking of hamstrings, reminding you that Kadeen Coleman is out of the game with a hamstring injury, so Brendan Cox jogs to the bench. Thank you, Zane. Dockers lead by 19 points. Dudley with it at right half back.
He chips it forward to Matt Johnson, and only one person would be relieved at seeing Brendan Cox leave the field, and that'd be Logan Morris at the moment.
Doesn't he need it?
Johnson, long kick just beyond centre wing. Mason Cox the target. He nudged his man under the ball, and it's very cleverly done there by Darcy Ford, who took the mark at the back of the pack. Gets it to the right, goes a little bit backwards towards Jasper Fletcher, who's on the point of the centre square at left half back. He kicks it back inside defensive 50 to Harris Andrews. 45 out from his own defensive goal. He chips it back up the corridor. They're just trying to hold on to the ball. Darcy Wilmot, true centre half back position. Now he's told to play on, so he flares it out to the right to Darcy Gardner. Right half back. They're maintaining possession, the Lions. They're trailing this one by 19 points with 23 gone to the third term. Gardner restricted to go long down the line. Curtin got nudged underneath the ball. It goes to the back of the pack. Pearce overruns it. Lohman can't quite get it. Pearce grabs it. He's tackled. Shoots a handball forward. Makes a contest out of it. It's going to be pushed over the boundary line. In fact, in a mess of bodies. Between the wing and right half forward for Brisbane, there will be a throw in on the outer side.
It's Michael Price. I'm Quentin Hull. We're calling alongside Jason Ackermanis and Matt Primus. You're listening to action from the Gabba on Saturday Footy on ABC Sport. Boundary throw in. Erasmus with a hand pass for the Dockers. Clears the pack. Hands to O'Driscoll. Hands to Bolton. Hand pass infield. A little indiscriminate. 50-50 Paul. Clark makes good of it though for Freo. Hands it to Bolton, who now bounces through the cricket pitches. Gets onto his right boot. Kicks to the pocket. And Amos with sticky hands takes a great grab. 35 from goal. And Harris Andrews is absolutely blowing up at his teammates.
He is. They're getting over the back. That back 45 out of stoppages is where they're creating all this run from, and it's just killing the ball coming in for the defence. It's too easy.
Very rarely do you see Harris Andrews so animated. As Jai Amos setting up for the left-footed snap punt from 40. Strikes that brilliantly. Second goal for Jai Amos. He becomes the first multiple goal kicker in the game. And the Dockers back to a 25-point lead at 7-7-49 to 3-6-24. 24 minutes played, second term, Zane.
It's definitely right knee, and it's in behind the right knee. That's where they're doing the treatment for Brendan Cox. And I've been told by the Freo media team that it wasn't pre-existing. They believe it's come from diving in the contest that he just went off the field from.
So PCL, Matty,
back of the knee.
The back of the
can
knee.
be sometimes,
or
yeah.
meniscus, yeah. They're not pretty, and they hang around even if they're not quite torn, like fully torn. They're very uncomfortable.
I reckon Harris Andrews are going crazy because Brisbane's mids all went forward from the contest, and Fremantle's went to the contest and then got forward, and that's why the ball went inside 50 so easy. So I reckon that was directed at the mids.
It's coming.
So back into the middle, Draper versus Jackson. Jackson got it down, cut off there by Lockneil. Handball Ashcroft, handball McLuggage onto the left foot, inside 50 at the back of the pack. It was Darcy Ford who brought it down beautifully, roved there by Alex Pearce, but then his kick slewed off the side of the boot. It skidded off the Gabba turf, and it's going to be a lasso free kick.
Right on the line.
It's got to be like an inch.
Oh, come on.
Umpire, come on.
They're arcing this.
They're arcing this one. It's fair dinkum. After last night, I hope the AFL's watching all of this arc activity. Fair dinkum. That is dead set gone out by a metre beyond the 50-metre arc.
Paid for deliberate. Who cares?
But has it?
Oh yeah, that is clearly.
They're going to call it a boundary throw-in.
They have lost their sight tonight, the umpires.
Okay, well,
it's almost like a 40-20 in rugby league trying to work it out.
Actually, you need Nathan Cleary out here at the moment. Throw in across the arc of 50. Jackson gets it down beautifully. At ground level, it's just going to be a monster fight there. Cam Rayner getting involved.
Which is good, Pricey, because the Brisbane's are winning the stoppages and they've kicked their last 3 scores from stoppages, so it's advantage for Brisbane, this kind of style of play.
Ball up 40 from the Lions goal. Will Ashcroft comes through, hands it out the back to his brother. Levi off a step from 50, kicks the full forward. Big pack, punch to the line and through for a point. That's 6 in that pack at the top of the goal square.
Starting to look dangerous for the Fremantle defence at the moment. They get that clearance. They've just come out quickly to the far side there, Pricey.
3-7 to 7-7. Dockers by 4 goals.
So the ball with Judd McVie. He comes back to the right. They're just holding on to the ball now. The Lions have set up nicely in front of him.
Late in the quarter too, Pricey.
So Erasmus with the ball in the right back pocket. Launches one shorter centre wing. Darcy Wilmot read it best.
It's been so good.
He takes a mark and then kicks it to left half forward to Levi Ashcroft. He's 60 from goal. Wheels around onto the right foot now. Kicks it to the dangerous area in front of the goal square. Big pack. Fisted away. Roving at the back. Bailey. It beats him over the line. So another rush behind. 49 plays 26. So it's a 23-point margin in favour of the Dockers. Zane Bojack on the boundary.
Yeah, Brendan Cox has taken some pain medication. He's now trying to test himself out on the boundary line. They're going to try and get him out there again.
It looks like a glacier, can I say?
Chapman received the inbound but then turns over his exiting kick. Jared Berry marks for Brisbane. Kicks infield to Answorth. So 2 men returning. First appearance since round 5. Answorth, deep entry. Great mark. Chapman going back with a flight. Sticky fingers. He had Curtin out the back, waiting on the floating ball there, but Chapman takes the mark in the left back pocket for Fremantle. Kicks it back from whence it came towards that left half-back flank, and Brisbane in the way again. He kicked it to Berry again.
He's starting to get in the game now, Jared. He was horrible earlier. He forgot he was playing Aussie rules footy in the AFL, but he's just started to pick up his rating. Good mark.
Jared Berry, 65 metres out at right half forward.
Got engaged over the break too while he was off.
Congratulations to Jared. Whistle before the ball gets to the contest. Okay, meat raffle. What colour ticket? What's the number? It's a white ticket, number 25.
Yeah, Darcy Ford's been doing this a bit. He's been grabbing Pearce off the ball, just trying to make,
free kick Dockers.
Free kick Dockers.
Handball. Pearce gets it to Ryan, and it's cut off there by Lockneil. It was a floating mongrel of a kick, wasn't it?
Just can't get out at the moment, Freo.
So Neil at right half forward, and he launches an extremely high ball to the goal square. Curtin in front. Oh, it's taken there. Was it Fort in the middle of that pack? It was a sea of arms. He gathers, plays on, goes backwards 25 metres. Clever work from Darcy Fort to find Hugh McCluggage, and he's 40 out directly in front. Make it 35.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to buy real estate off you there, Pricey.
See you, mate.
I tell you, Suitcases, not renowned, Matty Promise, but does he need to kick this? This is where you got to steel yourself. I don't know what you tell your players, but it's your turn. It's your turn.
Stand up. They got themselves back into the game, haven't they, the last 10 minutes? Crucial before half-time.
5 goals, 5 for the year for Hugh McCluggage. Comes in. Oh, they sprayed it to the left. That was one they desperately required.
Denny Daly, I'm still here.
49 to 27. Jason Ackermanis is offering his services as goal-kicking coach.
10 o'clock Monday morning.
22 points the margin. Dockers lead.
And turn over the kick in again. And Jared Berry's marked it again. That time it was Warner who kicked it. Berry, 60 out, kicks Brisbane back into attack. Curtin had 2 against in the pack, couldn't mark. Brayshaw Rhodes, hand pass was to McVie, tackled off it. Rayner win the spillage, kicks it to the top of the goal mouth. 2-on-2 contest. Ashcroft Levi kicks it out of the air, but kicks a point.
Wow, 3 goals, 10.
Yep.
It always turns, though. You end up, the game will be 12-12, 12-13, something like that. So it's coming. Just been
49 to 28.
Peppering the goal.
21 points the lead to Fremantle late second term.
So Clark launches it long towards half-back, and Draper dealt with, appealing for a free kick. Umpire says no as the ball dribbles over the boundary line at right half forward for the Lions, or left half back for the Dockers.
Vision problems again, but let's see if this boundary throwing can go more than 4 metres. It's a bit better.
Yeah, not a bad one. Jackson versus Draper. Draper got it down beautifully. McCluggage couldn't quite get it on the first instance. Butted up and then tackled, holding the ball. Well done, Brayshaw.
Fumbles.
Beautiful tackle. And so Brayshaw will have it on the arc of 50. And will relieve the pressure for the Fremantle Dockers. The ball has been locked down here for the last couple of minutes. It's a long kick by Wagner towards centre wing. Berry through his hands, picked up there by Shea Bolton. Gets it onto the left foot towards half forward. and the ball is spoiled, and that signals half-time. It is the Dockers, 7-7-49, 21 points in front of the Brisbane Lions, 3-10-28. The goal scorers for the Dockers, your only multiple is Jai Amos with 2. Then Tracy's got 1, Voss has got 1, and Swikowski's got 1. Oh, yes, Dudley and Johnson are the other goal scorers. For the Lions, though, it's a lot easier. Zach Bailey's got 1. Will Ashcroft's got 1. Charlie Cameron with 1 goal, 2 at the half.
So 13 points was the lead at quarter time. And the Dockers, courtesy of a 4 goals 2 to 1 goal 6. 2 goals 6 term for Brisbane.
Yeah, haven't converted a set shot yet. Have not converted a set shot.
21 points is the lead to Fremantle. 7-7-49 to 3-10-28. Jason Ackermanis and Matt Primus are your experts, and boy, it's lived up to everything we hoped for so far. The script was pretty simple. Hottest team in the land on a club record winning streak with the longest road trip. Well, what way to test yourself? Come to the 2-time defending Premier's home ground, who are stinging after being embarrassed away from home last week, and that was the second week in a row that they lost. And the first half of footy, well, what say you, gentlemen? It's been thoroughly enjoyable.
It has been. I thought Fremantle started that second quarter like they finished the first. It looked like the game was going to blow away, and maybe Brisbane weren't going to score another goal until half-time or after half-time, but they wrestled control back. They held onto the ball a little bit better, but then they were happy to go long down the line, create a lot of stoppages. As I mentioned, that was the really only way they could score, but sometimes you've got to flip to that if the game's going against you. And then Fremantle weren't able to intercept the ball. They weren't able to win the ball on the ground. They were able to put better pressure on Brisbane. In the last 15 minutes, they probably had 10 or 12 inside 50s to 2 or 3, but just couldn't make them capitalise. So I'm sure Fags would go back and look at that. And on the flip side, I reckon Fremantle just played a little bit slow and played into Brisbane's hands to allow them the last 4 or 5 minutes to pin them in. But, yeah, look, they're not humming Brisbane. They fought their way back into the game. But, gee, Fremantle look like they have all facets of the game covered at the moment.
They do. And Brisbane will go in, and they, if I don't... Fags, I know Fags pretty well, and I guarantee you that what's coming at halftime is going to be just... pleading with them to play a game that is going to stop their run, get their game going. They won those 3 in the middle, and all of a sudden momentum changed, and how to be a little bit connected going forward, and just that frantic chaos going forward. It needs to be quicker. They've got to watch these short 45s because they're onto it. They've got to find another way, and if that means moving it quick, so be it. And we should see a different Brisbane this second half and a better Brisbane, and I have no doubt those points will turn into goals.
Good on you, Jace. Thank you, Matt. 0437 774 774 is the text message number if you want to have your say. Please send us your name and where you're texting from. Like Mark and Vanessa, they're listening in Palau in Micronesia. They've had a morning's snorkelling. Now listening to the footy, looking forward to a steak and pina colada.
Stop it. Rub it in.
Snorkeling.
It's a pretty good scene here at the Gabba, but it's not quite snorkelling and pina coladas in Micronesia. Thank you.
Does that mean it's small? It's a small Nesia? What does it mean? What do they name these things? That makes no sense.
G'day to Adrian from Burko who texts, I reckon they're having a heat wave. They reckon they're having a heat wave here in the UK. I call it perfect footy weather. I'm currently driving to Brighton Beach and enjoying Freo being up and about in the sunshine. Good on you, Adrian.
Down there, the south.
Yep. Fran's always listening. G'day, Fran. Thank you. Oh, she's even giving us a rap for the Blues. We didn't do anything. We just listened and watched.
That was some game, though. You boys would be happy. They played well last night.
Yeah.
In a row.
Jaw on the floor.
Can't get the smile off their faces, these two.
Earlier we had
strutting.
Gaz listening from Chiang Mai, and then here's Tony from Tassie says, Q, I bet that guy is in the same Aussie sports bar in Chiang Mai that I was last year. Tony from Tassie.
Guys, why don't you just look each other up on, just track him down on Instagram or something.
0437 774 774 is the number. Before we get to the news, let's get around the grounds. In the NRL, 3 games being played today. First is decided, Newcastle has beaten Parramatta at Hunter Stadium. The Knights 28 have beaten the Eels 22. Shortly, it's the Wests Tigers taking on Canterbury Bankstown, and then tonight, the Melbourne Storm taking on the Sydney Roosters. So Knights 28, Eels 22. Tigers, Dogs next, Storm Roosters to come. And a big upset in the final round of Super Rugby, the last ever game for the Auckland-based Moana Pacifica. They've beaten the ACT Brumbies by 21 points to 19, which does have ramifications for the finals, which start in Super Rugby next week. The Queensland Reds won last night against the Fijian and Drua, and it basically looked like they were going to finish sixth and have to go to Wellington to take on the top of the table Hurricanes. But now with that loss from the Brumbies, it means they'll go to Wellington to play the Hurricanes, and the Queensland Reds will take on the Waikato Chiefs, who have just started their game against the Blues, and the Blues out of Auckland. Blues lead that one 7-0 earlier. We've got early on. We've got the Force and the Waratahs to come.
When did an Australian team last win in New Zealand in a final?
In a final?
Got to go back decades, surely.
That'll be... that's a really good question.
Yeah. Sorry.
No, that's all right, mate.
They should know, shouldn't they? You know, they come on, think they know all the bloody sport, and then they'd have no idea. It's such a simple question.
By the way, Matthew, and I'll mention it, the Group 1 of the day, the Brisbane Winter Racing Carnival, Headley Grange for Joseph Pride. Did you have anything on Headley Grange?
Nothing on Headley Grange, no.
Some other bush camel I was on. Came dead last, I think.
So Headley Grange won the Kingsford Smith Cup and...
Into the Stradbroke? That's what that means, is it?
And I'm just trying to...
I think it's automatic qualifying.
And the stablemates ran first and second in the Derby. Providence won the Derby.
Oh. Yeah, well, and soft track today. Whoa.
A little bit soft. I'm just double-checking that result before we go to the news. It was... So the Queensland... Wallop 1-2. Providence for J-Mac ahead of Monopolistic. Ben Mellon was aboard. So Providence, along with Headley Grange. Adam Hieronymus, by the way, was in the saddle in the other Group 1 of the day. So, Brisbane Winter Racing Carnival going on in town here. Half-time at the Gabba. It's Fremantle by 21 points. Keep your texts coming on 0437 774 774. We'll take a break for the news and then be back.
Hello, this is ABC News with David Rowlands. US Defence Secretary Pete Hegseth says the United States is ready to restart attacks on Iran if a deal cannot be reached, as negotiators from Washington and Tehran work to bridge differences that are still blocking a potential agreement. Larry Buttrose has more on this story.
Speaking to international defence ministers attending the Shangri-La dialogue in Singapore, he said the US is more than capable of recommencing attacks if necessary. It comes as US President Donald Trump says he hasn't yet made a decision on whether to proceed with the deal to extend the ceasefire with Iran and reopen the Strait of Hormuz, following a White House meeting with his advisers. For its part, Iran says an agreement has not been finalised. Mr. Hegseth told the gathering Mr. Trump is patient and wants to make a deal that ensures Iran does not get a nuclear weapon.
The newest addition to the Royal Australian Navy fleet has been commissioned at the Stirling Naval Base south of Perth. The HMAS Air, built at the Osborne Naval Shipyard in South Australia, is the second Arafura-class offshore patrol vessel to enter service. The 80-metre ship has a range of more than 7,000 kilometres, with improved living quarters and amenities to support service personnel. A further 4 Arafura-class vessels are under construction at the Henderson Shipyard south of Perth. Rear Admiral Stephen Hughes says the ship will carry out a number of different missions.
She'll work closely with Australian Border Force, other government agencies and our regional partners. She is purpose-built for these missions. She has modern systems, a robust design and the flexibility required to operate across Australia's vast maritime domain.
Scientists have developed a DNA test that can distinguish between breast cancer patients who need chemotherapy and those who don't, suggesting that millions of women could safely avoid chemotherapy, thereby sparing them its toxic side effects. The BBC's Bernadette Keogh has more.
This study, led by University College London, followed more than 4,000 newly diagnosed patients over the age of 40 in the UK, Norway, Sweden, Australia, New Zealand and Thailand. The activity of genes involved in breast cancer growth was tested. It found that those with a low score could be treated safely with hormone therapy alone. Chemotherapy is regularly offered to people with early-stage breast cancer that has spread to the nearby lymph nodes, but it comes with significant side effects.
A New South Wales woman has been arrested after child abuse material was allegedly found at a Canberra photo printing business. Monty Bovell reports.
The 36-year-old woman from Womboyne will front the ACT Magistrates Court today, charged with aggravated possession of child exploitation material. Police allege she attempted to print the images at a Belconnen photo printing service on Wednesday afternoon. The material failed to print because of a machine malfunction, and the woman was refunded before leaving the store. Staff later discovered multiple child exploitation images and contacted police. A vehicle was stopped in Holt yesterday afternoon, where the woman was arrested. Investigations are continuing.
Snow is on the forecast for the south of New South Wales, including the Snowy Mountains, Southern Highlands and Southern Tablelands. Daniel Hayes from the Bureau of Meteorology says a cool breeze will see temperatures that feel about 10 degrees for areas like Bowral and Goulburn. He says temperatures are expected to drop further next week as the winter kicks in.
There is a potential that some of those showers over the next day or two could fall as some snow, and that increases next week when that next system comes through. So, yeah, could be some decent snowfall up around in the Alps areas.
Staying in New South Wales, where organisers of Sydney's Light Festival Vivid have again cancelled drone shows over safety concerns. Nadir has the story.
89 drones plummeted into the harbour around Cockle Bay when the display malfunctioned on Monday night. The show's operator says a change in radio frequency caused them to fall. Drone displays have since been on hold, but now they've been cancelled altogether and replaced with fireworks. Vivid Sydney says the decision follows technical and regulatory advice, and safety is the main priority. The popular drone shows had just returned to the festival program after fears of a crowd crush in 2024.
And residents have been told to stay indoors after a large fire destroyed a home before spreading to two neighbouring properties north of Brisbane. Police and emergency services were called to a unit on Weber Street at Clontarf this afternoon following reports of a fire. This is ABC News.
The biggest stars in the women's game.
Harmanpreet Kaur launches this all the way for 6.
Are set to light up your winter nights.
Down the track comes Mooney. Cover drives to the boundary.
When ABC Sport brings you the ICC Women's T20 World Cup. Every game live and uninterrupted. Direct from England and Wales.
Big 6 from Phoebe Litchfield.
It all starts Saturday, June 13 on ABC Listen. This is the 2026 AFL Premiership season with ABC Sport.
Word here that there might be an issue for Kadeem Coleman. Zane, what have you got?
Yeah, he's done, Q. Hamstring injury on the bench, looking very, very dejected.
Shallow throw in. Goes to the feet of the pack. Dunkley goes down holding his head. Play on. Comes out to Johnson. Has a snap. Matt Johnson. He's kicked the goal for the Dockers.
Umpire throws it up. Jackson takes it out of the ruck. Throws it straight onto the left foot. And Amos got rid of Gallup. Got the separation. Ended up taking the mark on his chest. He's right against the boundary line. So Jai Amos facing the centre. Curling it around with the left foot and does it beautifully. The Dockers are flying here at the Gabba.
Andrews repels for Brisbane. Hands it to Breville. Got tackled by Switkowski holding the ball. And Switkowski trots over the plane of 50. Strikes it on his right boot from 45 metres out. And it's through the middle. Another Dockers goal.
Neil sweeping handball to Bailey. Bailey runs to half forward. From 50. Launches and goal. That is a good answer. And Zach Bailey gets on the board, the Lions, with only their second goal.
That is a very, very shallow throw. And Charlie Cameron kicks the goal, wasn't it? That should not be a goal. It should be recalled. That's a disgrace in the game. It really is.
Every week,
It's cost Fremantle a goal. Hands it to Bolton, who now bounces through the cricket pitches. Gets onto his right boot. Kicks to the pocket, and Amos with sticky hands takes a great grab. 35 from goal. Jai Amos setting up with a left-footed snap punt from 40. Strikes that brilliantly. Second goal for Jai Amos.
The AFL on ABC Sport.
On radio.
ABC Sport Digital Radio.
And ABC Listen.
The hottest team in the comp against the two-time defending premiers at the Gabba, and it's been a very interesting half of footy to date. If you're just joining us, welcome. If you've been along for the ride, hope you're having as much fun as we are. My name is Quentin Hull. This is Saturday Footy on ABC Sport, and Fremantle is 21 points to the good of Brisbane at half-time. The Dockers 7 goals, 7-49 to Brisbane's 3 goals, 10-28. I'm calling the action with Michael Price. Jason Ackermanis and Matthew Primus are your experts, with Zane Bojack giving us all that news from the benches. Kadeen Coleman out of the game with a hamstring injury. We're still to see if Brennan Cox can return in the second half for the Dockers. He looked hampered around some type of leg ailment at the back end of that second quarter. If you missed the action from the SCG earlier today, well, the Swans sort of said, oh, hold on, you just called Freo the hottest team in the comp. Well, Sydney's going pretty well as well. You can argue the toss there, but 114 points was the margin in favour of the Swans today. Sydney 25 goals 20, 170 to Richmond's 8-56. Charlie Curnow 8 goals. Isaac Heaney 32 possessions and 5 goals. So the Swans with a big victory over the Tigers, and we've got the Bulldogs and the Magpies to come at Docklands this evening. Oz kickers have just been ordered to pack up.
Umpires are coming out.
Umps are coming out. Freo's out there. I think the Lions are still hearing the laying down of the law from Fags in the rooms. But a couple of your thoughts before we get to this second half. The text message number 0437 774 774. AJ, he's has text. Hawk Lady but a Docker hopeful. Haven't heard Sarong or Brayshaw names come up, but I didn't check the teams. Well, I can tell you Sarong's not there, but Brayshaw is. So you're not going to hear Caleb Sarong's name today. Brayshaw's had 11 disposals in the first half.
He's been there.
Yeah, he's been around. Pete from Scarborough says he's in he's having a coffee at the Copenhagen Coffee Lab in Lisbon. Or in Portugal.
Portugal.
He's feeling the shallow throw-ins all the way from Portugal. Thank you. Okay.
There's a lot of things that might go on in Portugal. It might be very different to those shallow.
An unnamed text here, which is after my heart. He goes, hey, gents, Acker reminds me of my brother. Annoying, but I love his work.
He reminds me of my brother. Makes comments that I don't care about and should never speak. I haven't asked for them. Did I ask for them? No.
Here's another one. Enjoying the coverage, boys. I'm relaxing on the balcony of my Hoi An Vietnam hotel. And urging the Dockers on as long-suffering Fremantle supporter. Maybe this is our year. Wolfie time with a couple of... No, we haven't got the Wolfie time just yet.
Have we got anyone listening that's in Australia?
Well, I will say that these days you can send texts without having the international number. But I still do have a little dubious asterisk in my brain when I don't see the... We get a lot of legit international number codes, but you can do it on WhatsApp and these things. I mean, I had a holiday to Vietnam over Christmas and the New Year, went to Hoi An, actually bought a suit in Hoi An. They had really bad floods there at the back end of last year.
What kind of suit?
Was it just coming down one of the streams? Was it that suit and you just picked it off?
You'd be surprised, Matthew, to know that the colour of the suit is navy blue. That's the end of that segue.
Surprised you're not wearing it tonight.
Let's get back to the footy. Dockers by 21. Why have they got control of the game, Matt?
Oh, look, the first quarter was their ability to go coast to coast, as we spoke about at the break, and then in the second quarter they dominated territory and were just able to pin Brisbane in and score pretty freely off that for the first 20 minutes until Brisbane swung it back that way. It's their class. I think their forward line, everybody appreciates their forward line. Their midfield is talented and fast and powerful, but their back 6 or 7, they just don't get beat. And very rarely, I think I mentioned in the first quarter, they don't have one-on-one contests. They'll come off their men, and if it's Charlie Cameron, they'll come off him to help help out in the air. They don't care. They always come off and help in the air, and they intercept the ball really well. And Brisbane were able to negate that a bit in that second quarter. So they've got facets of their game like Brisbane, but Fremantle by and large are playing a far superior brand of footy.
Right now, who's got more to prove in the second half, Matt?
Brisbane, absolutely.
Yeah, Brisbane's got a great deal of upside because they can play a lot better. Their defence, their intensity, their ability to win the ball, stand up in tackles, offload, get it into a forward and give them a chance. There's a lot to improve on, and you just never know when it's going to click. It's going to click at some stage for Brisbane, and what a great opposition to do it against, because they're going to test you. They'll test you for the rest of this game in every facet and every second.
We'll settle in. Second half is upon us. Gorgeous conditions as the afternoon has given way to the early evening at the Gabba, and the Dockers go into the third term with a lead of 21 points.
So it's Draper who gets over the top of Jackson, but exploding onto the ball there is Matt Johnson for the Dockers. Wheels around onto the right foot looking for Swikowski. He's spoiled there by Answorth. It sort of ricochets back towards half forward and fisted away by Darcy Gardner. It's going to go over the boundary line at right half forward for the Dockers. Zane Bojak's over there.
Yeah, look, Brennan Cox, they tried to get him going after half time. They ran him around before that burn, they throw up, but the ice is going on. He's done for the night.
Well, that's not a good thing for the Dockers fans at all. Throw in. Jackson versus Draper. Draper got it down. It's taken there by Jared Berry. Handball over the top to Will Ashcroft. Gets to the logo outer side. Floats one towards Logan Morris in front of Chapman. He's just forward to centre wing. Wheels around onto the right foot. Inside 50. Off hands Curtin. It's Rayner at the back. Couldn't quite gather. Alex Pearce pressures him over the boundary line. Throw in left forward pocket for the Lions.
I reckon what Brisbane need to do, when you play good backs that are intercepting the ball, Wacker, you've got to kick the ball offline when you go inside 50. If you kick it straight line, the great backs just intercept it all the time. They've got to kick it out to grass or offline and make them change their direction.
And Cam Rayner was out that side.
He was, wasn't he? Yeah.
45-degree angle kicks.
Throw in with Brisbane in attack. Draper got to the front of Jackson, taps down, but stolen by the Dockers at the coalface. Johnson kicks Fremantle out of danger. To the wing, Amos had a play at the mark, drops it, picked up by Answorth of Brisbane, handed to Gardner, tackled by Amos, and also jumped on. Second man in, it's holding the ball.
Yeah, that's play.
And there's just a bit of jumper shrugging. Who was the second guy in?
That's a bit of rugby league, didn't they catch that?
It was 20.
I think it was Erasmus, the second man in.
The umpire's actually just grabbed the ball and thrown it over to the Dockers player.
But it's not his free kick. Oh, maybe
it is.
Sorry.
No, yeah. So it was Amos's free kick, and they were wrestling with. it was Voss. That's why they were going at him, because it was Pat Voss who got in there. Short kick infield, marked by Clark. High entry for the Dockers, almost a mark to Tracy in the pocket. Just couldn't bring it to ground, and it's locked up at the foot of the pack.
Yeah, he's back.
And there's Voss again underneath that.
Loves it, doesn't he?
He's bringing the Lions players' emotions into it, and that can be good and it can be bad.
Well, they've got to get emotional, Acker.
They do.
They need to inspire something here, the Lions, out of that congestion. Gardner just hacks it out. It's going to come back. It's going over the boundary line. Will be a last touch free kick going to Chapman for the Dockers.
Just seeing off that stoppage, sorry, Pricey. Brayshaw and McCluggage, that's something to watch at the stoppages.
Judd McVie has the ball, 70 from goal, gets it inside 50. There was a big push at the back from Voss, and he got gathered and he sucked him in. He's going to get a free kick here too.
Too high.
Well, he initiated the contact. He pushed the player out, but then he gathered the ball and he was taken high. He drew that free kick from Darcy Gardner, who's having trouble getting up, but he'll go back here, Pat Voss, and have the last laugh.
He'll have a laugh here. He has been in everything so far. And when your big forwards are playing and moving like he is, it's incredibly difficult for the defence of Brisbane. That said, it's coming from up the field. There's lots in this, a bit of emotion. It's an emotional game, Price.
It's a wide angle to the right, but he's only 20 metres out. Pat Voss, the Gabba crowd giving him plenty as he comes in. Leans back and punches it to the right. Oh, and Josh Dunkley gets straight up into his face and says, "Prance about that one, big fella." 1 point and 50 plays 28. 22 points the margin.
He looked like Josh Kennedy kicking for goal. He looks good when he does the jitter step, but not that guy. Never looked like it on the runway there, Pat Voss.
No, unlike his namesake, they used to play here a bit.
Lions with a short kick in. Andrews has it, kicks the right half back. Levi Ashcroft does the old tap of the ground on the ball on the ground, kicks it back to his captain.
This is where they've just got to try to find a way out. These short 45s where the free is as they transfer the play, Q.
Andrews kicks back to fullback for Gallup. Beyond the goal mouth, and now here's the long kick exiting 50 for Brisbane. It's on the head of Dunkley. Takes the mark with Wagner near him. Players on with a hand pass to Ainsworth. Hands it to Berry. Here's some Brisbane run on the wing. Berry's kicked to half forward. Curtin takes the grab. Kick and a half from goal. Left half forward. Kicks to the pocket. Intercepted by Warner. Great work, and he got clattered into the back goal by the leading Morris.
50.
And is it going to be 50?
And just as Matt Primus said, going down the line is too easy for the defenders on either side.
Yeah.
You've got to change those angles. And just the synergy going forward is rubbish at the moment for Brisbane.
It's a courageous mark from Carl Warner, who had to fix up his boots before now running upfield to take advantage of that 50-metre penalty. He's just shy of the wing.
A little bit of frustration there from Logan Morris, who got him very late. So Warner plays on. He sold the big dummy to Dunkley, has a bounce, traverses the logo on the outer wing, kicks it long into the pocket, and Voss at the back of the pack, falling away, took the mark. He's right against the boundary line, 25 out.
He might get in a bit of trouble this week. That just saw the replay. I don't know how.
The second man in,
and he also just got him high, nearly knocked him out.
Don't know how he ended up with the free kick, to be honest with you, but he's got the ball in hand now. Let's see if he can make a better fist of this one.
Probably kick this one, Bryce.
He's standing on the boundary line. His right leg is a metre from the fence. Plays on. Outside of the right shoe is brilliant, and he takes off. That's his second. And the Dockers extend their lead, 8:56 to 3:10-28. It's an even 28-point margin, 6 gone third quarter.
He's like another guy I know that likes kicking it from the boundary. He didn't even look to square that up. He was that confident in his ability to kick it. Amazing.
Right. And again, been in every...
And the Goldfish memory, he never looked like kicking the one a moment ago, which was easier.
Yep. He kicked the banana and goes through. That's how you know your form's in good form and everything's going your way. That said, Brisbane, they've got some work to do here. They need to get on top in the centre clearances, get some forward momentum, keep it in there, generates shots, because at the moment they've got no one down there looks even close to getting a mark or kicking a goal.
Well, the Dockers have doubled their score. 56 plays 28, and the lead is 28 to the visitors. Saturday footy on ABC Sport. Ball up in the middle. Jackson taps down, but Bailey Rose for Brisbane. Gets it to his toe quickly. Rush kick to attacking 50. Whistle, Brisbane free kick.
Finally.
Players were going down everywhere. Who gets that? It's Cody Curtin.
Pierce against...
Cody Curtin.
Threw him off the ball. It was coming down. Can he kick this, though? Would this be his first...
No, he's got one, and this is his 4th game of AFL, but still, whenever you get a boy that grew up in Western Australia and you're playing against either the Dockers or the Eagles, you just sense that, well, a lot of his footy existence would have revolved around two clubs in the West, and he's got Alex Pearce on the mark here.
Can I say, he may kick this, but this is how you don't kick a goal. That run-up is ridiculously long.
He approaches, strikes it from 48 and has smashed it through the middle. He's one bloke you don't need to go teach kicking, Jace. What a kick from Cody Curtin. 22 points the margin to the Dockers at 8:56 to 4:10-34.
He's a big kid, isn't he?
He was nearly sideways when he kicked it. He looked like he Jackie Chan at Kung Fu on the side. He just the balance, but anyway,
it exploded out of his right boot, though. Went through three-quarter post height from 50 metres out.
Powerful. Great goal. That said, a bit lucky, free kick. You don't get a lot of them, but they finally got a set shot, man.
It's the only way they're looking to score out of stoppage, isn't it? When it's 1-on-1 and even numbers ahead of the ball, it's the only way that Fremantle look a little bit vulnerable.
Again, got to get it out of the centre.
So 33 inside 50s to 28 in favour of Brisbane, yet they trail by 22 points here. The crowd trying to inspire the home side. Into the middle, Fort versus Jackson. Fort won it out, towed forward by Zach Bailey. Gets to the arc. Charlie Cameron overran the ball. Judd McVie, handball there to Brayshaw. Brayshaw just beyond the wing. Ainsworth was all over Swikowski, who's going to get the free kick. He's just beyond Centre wing out of side. He's got runners everywhere. He just lays a little pass into the path of Dudley, who takes it in front of Wilmot. That's a 10-metre kick, Acker.
Oh, my goodness.
Dudley gets it inside 50. Big fly through the hands of Tracy. At the back of the pack, O'Driscoll. Handball backwards to Tracy. Across to the arc. Brayshaw escapes the tackle. Back to Warner. Back to Brayshaw. And they're doing it well, keeping it alive. Tracy back to O'Driscoll. The left foot into the path there of Voss. Punched away by Gardner. It bounces towards the goal line. And there's a Docker who's got a foot to it. Was Amos. Did he get there first? He did. In front of Harris Andrews. That's his third. Harris Andrews arguing the case, but the score's on the board. The flags have been waved. And the Dockers get their 9th goal, 9-8-62 to 4-10-34. Back to that game-high 28-point margin.
Wait for the arc here.
Yeah, the arc will be having a look at that one. It's... Oh, dear. I mean, the thing is, you've got to be...
Goal umpire could not have been in a better position.
No, true.
Couldn't have. Maybe. I don't think the goal umpire could see that well with his moustache being as fluffy as it is.
That's a good mo.
There is not a camera in the world that could have had a better view than the goal umpire.
Well, it's his call, and we don't have to review it. That said, easy goal out the back. Ooh.
And the whole of the ball wasn't beyond the line when he kicked it.
So that'll be...
So it's a goal. It's a very good call from the goal umpire.
Millimetres. I'm not even... Did he even touch it?
So he gets
on that camera angle.
Off his studs.
Oh, well. It'll be a goal. They'll throw it up here. Brisbane. They've just won the last two out of the centre.
So Amos with his third goal. Stoppage in the middle.
Soft.
Whistle. Free kick. Freo, play on. Bolton hand pass to Brayshaw. Brayshaw hands it to O'Driscoll. Leading Amos takes the mark from the left-footed pass 30 metres out.
Those hands.
Sticky fingers on the hard charge out of full forward, Matt Primus. Great grab from Jai Amos.
Just how clean they are at the moment, Freo. And Brisbane fumbling, doing things. Those little things are creating a bigger gap.
Yeah, Gallup couldn't have done any more. There, he was right up his jumper, inside his jumper, hand on the ball, but yeah, that just stuck.
And again, out of the centre square. Free kick and then put them under pressure.
This assignment about 40 metres out, slight angle to the right for the Dockers to go to a game-high lead. Jai Amos with his right boot right over the top of the goal umpire's hat. And that's 3 of 4 goals kicked in this term for the Dockers. They've kicked 3-1-1 straight, and that 21-point halftime advantage is now a 34-point advantage. Again, double the score, 68-34, 11 and a half third term.
Just their efficiency, apart from the kick right on the line there, their efficiency going inside 50. It's unpressured like that one was, and a beautiful lead when they're isolating Brisbane's backs, but they just look like every time they go inside 50, they're a chance to score, where Brisbane are really struggling, apart from the centre bounce clearance, to be able to hit the scoreboard.
Just handball receives, getting it forward, creating momentum, using their quick players, and their good players are playing well. The big forwards are clunking them.
So back into the middle of the Gabba, the crowd stunned as the Dockers are giving it to the home side. Will Ashcroft kick, smothered by Erasmus. It bounces towards the arc, beautifully picked up. Jackson from 40, the big fella, kicks a beauty. He's off to the races as well. Boy, they love a celebration, the Dockers, and why wouldn't you? They are running over the top of the reigning premiers. Another troubling third term for them. 11-8-74, plays 4-10-34. All of a sudden, the Dockers are 40 points up.
Just again, another smother. I think it was Will Ashcroft. Yeah. Those little things create momentum, then they come with the wave, and Jackson, the unicorns, picks it up. Big fella, so mobile. Great kid, great goal.
I thought Tom Papley played in the preceding game.
He was running. What about
there was a little bit of Tommy Papley.
There was.
A little red and white about the big purple and white guy.
He might struggle to jump here. He might be cooked after that run. That would be the high speed on his GPS for tonight, I reckon.
Well, it's now a 40-point lead, and the Dockers have cracked this one open. After the Lions were getting some momentum late in the second quarter. Jackson again gets the stoppage in the middle. Hand pass to Erasmus. Hand pass out the back of the clearance to Wagner, all the way back to half back. 1-2 exchange by hand with McVie. Now Wagner hands it to the flank, and there's space for Erasmus to have a bounce. Hands it to the wing for Frederick. Runs infield. The Dockers have just got numbers and time and pace. Frederick kicks to full forward. Andrews spoils it away from Mason Cox. Dudley is waiting for the robe. He got it there from Sherry's hand pass. Dudley hands it to Clark. Clark's kick is marked by Tracy. 40 metres out. And this is becoming irresistible from the visitors. Tracy will have another shot for Fremantle from 40 out, directly in front.
It's space. And, it's a space, but Cox down there, Harris Andrews goes to him. So all of a sudden, Tracy and Amos and their other key forwards have all got mismatches everywhere, and that's where they're getting exposed, Brisbane's back. So all these other gun forwards are totally annihilating their opponents.
To give Freo a 46-point lead at the Gabba, Josh Tracy nails the assignment, and 11 in a row beckons for the Dockers. They have exploded in a 5-minute period in this third term. Fremantle 12 goals, 880 to Brisbane's 4-10-34. Midway third term, Zane Bojack on the boundary.
Okay, Matty Primus and Jason Ackermanis. Let's play Price is right. How many days has it been since Fremantle has won in Brisbane? And it's in the thousands.
That long. That's
lost the last
years.
4 here, so
years, is it?
I'll say 1,750 days.
Double, 3,637, June 11, 2016. It's been a long time between drinks.
Better roll the fat lady out, because this is number one. You're going to win this one.
46 points the margin. And there's a free kick off the ball, and it's going to be some kind of relief for Brisbane. Sam Draper has the free kick from the middle, straight down the middle to the forward 50. It's going that way as Cody Curtin actually spoiled Darcy Fort. They play on the same side. Picked up by Frederick for the Dockers. He measures a kick to half back, and Josh Tracy just too big there for Jasper Fletcher. And he does work hard, the big man. He's worked all the way down to the arc of 50 in defence. Now he goes long down the line. Over the head of Mason Cox. No mean feat. Spoiling Luke Jackson was Darcy Gardner for the Lions. Ball dribbles over the boundary line in front of the ABC Sport commentary box. There will be a throw-in on the Vulture Street side. It's the Dockers by 46.
Saturday footy on ABC Sport. He's Michael Price. I'm Quentin Hull. Jason Ackermanis and Matt Primus, your experts. Zane Bojack on the boundary. And this crowd at the Gabba trying to inspire the locals. Sallow throw in. Draper palms down, but Johnson rose for the Dockers on the wing. Gets his right boot to it. Kicks it to a one-on-one. Amos and Gardner. Gardner spoils. Gardner rose, but Dudley arrives to tackle and lock it up. Great work from Isaiah Dudley. Doing what small forwards should do. First to the contest at the drop. Hardly a ruckman at the restart, so Fort takes it cleanly, hands it to Bailey, and Brisbane get a cheap exit. Hands it off to Wilmot, bounces across defensive 50, kicks wide to the wing. Lohman takes the grab. He's still a long way from home. Lohman's kick towards left half forward to the advantage of the running Rayner, who'll gather on the bounce. He's tackled by Tracy. That's holding the ball.
That is good footy.
He stared him down, and Tracy said, I don't care about you and your bull rep. Bugger that, I'm going to tackle you and win the free kick. That is a huge play from Tracy at half-back. Free kick to the Dockers.
He is a huge man. You wouldn't steal his beer in a pub, would you? He just kicked long down the line. It's punched away over the boundary line. There will be a throw-in.
That's one of those moments, Matt and Jace.
Yep, forget it, Brisbane. You can't bring that intensity. Like, they've got no one doing that.
You've got one alpha owning the home alpha there.
Absolutely.
Throw in out of side. The Lions under siege. Cox gets in front of Fort, knocks it down. It's kicked back to him. Deft little left footer goes into the corridor. Indiscriminate kick picked up by Zach Bailey. Went around Clark. Kicked it long inside 50. Kicked it very long. It skids and skids. But just beside the goalpost, one behind. Only the second score for the Lions in this quarter. 80 plays 35, 45-point margin.
But the inbound has been intercepted by Draper. The quick kick from McVie. He was going to the pocket, hoping for Warner, but big Sammy Draper read it and marks for Brisbane. And doesn't he need to kick this goal?
Well, he couldn't probably have a more inconsistent goal-kicking machine.
Well, he goes for the the snap, doesn't he, Jace?
He does.
Or is he
you know
setting
how
up
much
for
I
the
hate.
drop punt here?
Oh, yeah, he's got the drop punt finally. So maybe some thought has gone into the big fella's head on this.
Hard on the boundary at left half forward. We'll kick from 45. It's a drop punt, which is just a score in the opposite side. It's a point.
Oof.
Brisbane 4-12-36. Trail the Dockers 12-8-80.
Oh, and again.
Dockers bring it back in. They've almost mucked that up again, but Luke Ryan fixes it, gets the handball off to Warner. He goes over the arc of 50 at right half back and kicks it beyond centre wing. At the back of the pack, Dudley, with some composure, goes backwards to find Matt Johnson, who's had a fine game for the Dockers. He's on the outer wing. Shoos it back towards O'Driscoll. 70 from goal, wheeling around onto the left foot, kicks it long inside 50. Oh, Harris Andrews got rid of Voss with the body, took the mark. I thought the umpire might have been signalling that the other way, but in the left back pocket, Harris Andrews takes the mark, then goes long in the Curtin direction. He spoiled it nicely. Gardner handballed off to Lohman.
Has a bounce, runs to the wing, hands it infield to Curtin under pressure, gives it back to Lohman, who weaves away from Clark. He's near the boundary line, got tackled by Johnson and turned over the kick. Great pressure, Matt Johnson, and Pearce takes the intercepting mark for the Dockers at half-back. Kicks a bit of a shin ball across the face of goal. McVie gathers and kicks wide to Frederick, who has some space to mark, and now bounce and gallop along the member's wing. Stops and kicks backwards to Murphy Reid, who hasn't had to do a lot tonight. He's one guy who perhaps hasn't been as prominent.
They haven't needed him.
No.
Not at all.
Kicks it backwards to defensive 50 as the Dockers now do a lines to the line, sharing it in the back line. Chip to McVie, chip to Chapman, from left half back to right half back. The kick to Brayshaw in space. He now propels it 20 metres forward to the wing, marked by Clark in space, runs away, has a bounce, leaves Lohman in his dust. Second bounce before drilling it to the sternum of Voss, who marks it 40 metres out. Oh, that bit of play, that was, well, as impressive as it was for Fremantle, galling for the two-time reigning premiers.
No intensity to get those tackles. At least you're not just looking like you're jogging. Just give it everything. And if it means you've got to come off, you've got to come off. But they're not doing anything exactly what Fremantle are doing to them.
Voss for 3. Hard on the paint. 50 yards. Oh! A Voss on top at the Gabba once more. But this ain't Michael. This is Prancing Pony Pats. And the Dockers lead by 50 at 86-36. What a finish from half forward on the boundary.
That is an amazing kick. Just, the last 2 weeks we've been in, maybe 3 games, they have kicked some of the most ridiculous goals, all in that far pocket, which is where the old social club used to be, Pricey, which used to venture into occasionally for a beer. Yes, sun's in your eyes. That said, I'm almost can feel the frustration in this stadium about the team they're watching, their team, but also the unbelievable awe of watching this Fremantle team just dissect and play the game of footy so brilliantly.
Well, there's a reason why Fremantle have won 10 on the trot, and it's apparent to all of the crowd here at the Gabba right now. Back into the middle, Mason Cox up against Darcy Fort. Cox got it down to Shea Bolton, who was tackled by Rayner. Umpire will come in and have a secondary ball up. Cox got it down to Bolton again, tackled by Rayner. He won't let the ball go this time. And the umpire will come in and do his third lot. Now there's about 10 players very close to this ball. Cox got it down again. It's going to be a free kick. He'll get a free kick because Darcy Fort was all over him as Cam Rayner loses the boot. He kicks it towards Frederick, just beyond centre wing on the outer side. Frederick lowers the eyes, kicks it into the path of Amos. Oh. That's a beautiful kick, but it's an equally good mark in front of his face.
So, Michael, we've still got 6 minutes of this third quarter to go, and we are up to now collective third quarters 20 goals to 1 the last 2 weeks for Brisbane in third quarters.
Well,
so 14 to none last week and 6 to 1 so far in this third quarter.
It's getting you mentally.
So Jai Amos
is building up.
He's got the ball 25 metres out, curls it around with the left foot and just pulls it tight. Misses, one behind. 87 plays 36, a game high 51-point margin with 23 gone third term.
Saturday footy on ABC Sport, and the Lions conservative with the kick in. Short to Fletcher in the pocket. Back to the corridor with a kick to Wilmot. He marks, is now called to play on as he steps off his mark. Switkowski pressures, but Wilmot.
This is where they've been great, haven't they? Fremantle tonight.
Short to Ainsworth. Kicks to the bullseye. Good kick. Marked by Neil. Hands it to Reville. Reville with a deep entry for Brisbane to a one-on-one. Chapman does brilliantly to get to the front of Morrison Spoil. Rode by the gangly Mason Cox. His kick is a bit of a shunted hoper to defensive 50 and locked up with Johnson making the tackle on Fletcher.
Those little fumbles kills you. Killing this team.
Big Mace flies there. Got the tap. Didn't have a rover. Will Ashcroft had it, lost it. Still to be won on attacking 50 for Brisbane. Berry charges through. Indiscriminate handball. Play on. Picked up by Cameron, who's tackled immediately by McVie. And we'll have another ball up centre half forward for Brisbane. Centre half back for the Dockers.
Umpire throws it up very quickly. Out of the congestion, Will Ashcroft dribbles it forward. Logan Morris worried off the ball. Picked up there by Warner. Morris gets him back, tackles him into the ground. Umpire will come in and throw it up 30 metres out directly in front of goal.
Very pricey. They just can't win a contest ahead of the ball, can they, at all?
Will be clean enough to hold up in the stand-up in the tackle.
Every player forward of halfway here. Umpire throws it up. Dunkley at ground level, flicks it out. Levi Ashcroft off a step, has a snap, kicks a goal. Crowd have got something to cheer for. The Lions with only their 5th goal of the game. They still trail the Dockers by 45. Dockers 13-9-87. The Lions 5-12-42. 25 gone to the third term. ABC Sport on a Saturday evening.
Yeah, just a forward stoppage. If you can click on that score source tab for me there, Pricey, but I reckon it's the only way they've scored tonight is just stoppages. Yeah. 3 goals, 5. What have they kicked?
They've kicked 5 goals,
12. So, they've kicked 2 goals off turnovers. The modern game is a turnover game. It's hard going. It's 2 goals, 3 from forward 50 stoppages. So it's,
Our connection's better than the Lions, the way you've asked me to just bring up the screen on our shared little laptop here.
It's the only way they're able to score, and you just can't win any games of footy just by relying on that source.
And you can't have... he's a winger, Levi. He's sitting out there. He's actually the defensive winger. Comes out. He had a little bit of space. Good, classy goal, mind you. Logan Morris can't get near it.
Get to Zane on the boundary in a moment. Draper, though, at centre bounce time. He got first hand, but Murphy Reid steals it from his feet. Hand pass to Erasmus, gives it back to Reid. By hand to Brayshaw, hands it to the wing for Warner. They go to that fat side to create space from the stoppage. Now Warner hands it back to Reid, who chips to half forward. Erasmus the target, spoiled away by Fletcher. Out of play for a throw in right half forward for the Dockers. Zane?
Have a look at the Isles, Q. A lot of Brisbane Lions. They've had enough. They're on their way out.
Wowee.
Already?
Early. I bet I'll be going to the...
maybe it's a 3/4 time early refreshment, Zano.
Yeah, maybe it's not a bad option to beat the rush. Thrown in, right half forward for the Dockers, right on top here. McVie got the handball out to Warner, back to the unicorn in Jackson. Handball to Switkowski, gets it back to Murphy Reid. He chips it in the Tracy direction. No, it's gone beyond him. It finds the hot hand of Amos again. He was just a metre or so in front of Ty Gallup, who was manfully chasing, but Amos again takes it 40 out. But it's a tight angle to the left, let's put it that way.
Well, he kicks it. He'll equal his career best haul. Kicked 5 in the Derby earlier this year. It's the only time he's kicked 5 goals.
Again, out of the back of the stoppage, running on the 45-degree angle. They've just dominated their Freo out of their stoppages.
So Jai Amos, the first rounder from 2021, comes in, launches the left foot. It's a close thing. It's through, is it? It's just hit the post. Boy, that was a long way up, but one behind again. 88 plays 42, back to 46 the margin.
I say Pricey, surprised it didn't go to the arc.
Yep. Bailey receives the kick in, hands it to Wilmot, who runs to half back. Long kick for Brisbane to the outer side. Pearce in front. Curtin out-nudged him. Great mark, young man. Against Alex Pearce. Oh, they've given a free kick against him. Closest umpire said mark. Someone else said nah, free kick.
Oh. So how did they work that out then?
Well, obviously the senior man gets his say. And Alex Pearce gets the free kick at right half back. Kicks it to half forward. Andrews knuckles the pack like a man on a mission. Rode by Will Ashcroft to Brisbane. Hands to the wing for McCluggage. Hand pass infield to Reville. Tackle by Switkowski. Got rid of it. McKenna shunts it off his shin to half forward. Cameron picks up for Brisbane. Hands to Curtin. 40 out. Swivels. Shoots. Misses. Everything. Out of bounds on the full near side from Cody Curtin. Free kick to Fremantle in the right back pocket.
Desperate defence, such speed to try and get back and protect and try and get anything on the opposition of the Lions. They've just been too good in that area, all their defensive running.
So it's with Heath Chapman in the right back pocket for the Dockers. Kicks it to the outer wing. Just short of. It's fisted forward there. Inside attacking 50 for the Lions. Brayshaw gathers for the Dockers to Erasmus. Then to Murphy Reid. They're outside defensive 50. Measures a kick. Just a little bit too wide though. Out of bounds on the full. It was Pat Voss. The crowd are up 50. Well, he hesitated in giving the ball back. Harris Andrews gathers though, kicks it towards the pack, off the hands of Morris. Bailey gathers, has a flying shot. It bounces across the face and over the boundary line in the forward pocket, right beside the point post. There will be a throw in. Dockers by 46, 29 gone, third term.
This is where they score a lot here. Can Brisbane do it again?
Boundary throw in. Jackson and Draper share it. Sort of volleyballs in the air. And then it's tapped through for a point. I think one of the Lions players, Lohman there, tapped it forward, hoping someone was forward of the ball. But even there, Matt and Acker, there were 6 Dockers closest to the ball there as it went through for a point. Fremantle's lead trimmed to 45.
Their defensive efforts have been magnificent tonight, the Dockers. And they're moving the ball with consummate ease outside as well. Corey Wagner gave it off there to O'Driscoll, and then a nice juggling mark on the logo on the Vulture Street side from Frederick. Wagner kept running. Too easy into the pocket and hits his target. Oh, he's off there too. It was Patrick Voss who took the mark in the left forward pocket, and he just went to play on. Darcy Wilmot was right on his hammer, but he checked himself, did Voss, so he'll go back and have a go. He's on a very tight angle to the left.
That ended up being 2v1 in Fremantle's forward 50 from a kick-in.
Yep. There's no urgency or defensive running at all.
Absolutely.
So he's going for the traditional drop punt. He's kicked 3 goals to Pat Voss. On a tight angle from 25 metres, and he's pulled that one. Does it work back? It does, but only after it's gone past the goal line.
Right behind that, isn't it?
One behind. So 89 plays 43, back to a 46-point margin late in the third quarter.
Long kick in from Fletcher to half-back. Set a task of Levi Ashcroft and can't mark Bolton Rose, but Ashcroft intercepts the hand pass. See it over the boundary line for a throw-in. Shea Bolton, what's he up to today? 16 disposals. Gee, it's a good spread. You look at that top 7 or 8 for the Dockers, a very even contribution from their main ball winners. Brayshaw and Clark leading the way with 18 each. Boundary throw in again. Draper beats Jackson for the tap. Hard work at the feet of the ruckman though. No clearance. O'Driscoll's tackled by Will Ashcroft.
Don't get to see the Perth teams much, but that Johnson, he can play too, can't
Matt Johnson,
wow.
He's had a cracking game. They're plus 64 in disposals, Freo. And as Lockneil wins the clearance, got the handball, I thought was over the boundary line, but Levi Ashcroft made it look good. Handball backwards to Bruce Reville, back to Lockie Neal. Now he just launches long down the line. That was Warner, was a big fly. Front and square was Rayner. Kicks it on top of the head of Logan Morris, and it's going to be a free kick, and that's a soft one, I reckon, against Chapman.
He didn't deserve that. Just another rubbish kick inside forward 50. I mean, if you want to be a good team, it doesn't matter how many premierships you won. They're simple things. Give it to the advantage of your very good forward here in Logan Morris. He's got the delivery for him today and last week has been served up. One of the greatest pieces of crap sandwiches you want as a forward. No advantage, nothing.
Oh, now here we go. We saw this the other night, St Kilda versus Hawthorn.
And even today at the SCG, and we've got the umpire right behind Logan Morris again, as we saw at the SCG earlier today.
And we are right behind the umpire, behind Logan Morris. So after the siren, Logan Morris traverses 50, does not deviate, and the ball doesn't either. Nice goal to finish the term for the Lions. They drag the margin back to 40 points. The Dockers irrepressible in that third term. 13-11-89 to the Lions 6-13-49. Boy, let's go through the goal scorers queue, and it's
I'll be ready to do the accounting work.
Party time for Amos, who's got 4-3. Pat Voss has got 3. Tracy with 2. Swakowski, Dudley, Jackson and Johnson all have singles. For the Lions, it's all single goal kickers. Charlie Cameron, Zach Bailey, Logan Morris with that last one, Levi Ashcroft, Will Ashcroft and Cody Curtin, all goal scorers.
So
easy.
The Dockers have extended at every change. 13 points was the lead at quarter time, 21 at half time, and now 40 at three-quarter time. Fremantle kicking 6 goals, 4 to Brisbane's 3-3 in the third term. And repeating that scoreline that Michael just gave you, Fremantle 13-11-89 to Brisbane's 6-13-49. Earlier today at the SCG, Sydney by 114 over Richmond, and we've still got the Dogs and the Magpies to come. And we'll get a preview from Ben Cameron for that third and final game of the day coming up next, Saturday footy on ABC Sport.
Get your documentary fix on ABC iView.
We have an industry that's just running riot.
Like Sean McAuliffe's Going for Broke.
Last spin, come on.
Todd Sampson's Why.
The best things in life are on the other side of fear.
And more. Streaming now on ABC iView.
This is the 2026 AFL Premiership season with ABC Sport.
Kicks it long into the pocket, and Voss at the back of the pack, falling away, took the mark. He's right against the boundary line, 25 out. Plays on, outside of the right shoe, is brilliant, and he takes off. That's his second. Punched away by Gardner, it bounces towards the goal line. And there's a Docker who's got a foot to it, was Amos. Did he get there first? He did, in front of Harris Andrews, that's his third.
Brayshaw hands it to O'Driscoll. Leading Amos takes the mark from the left-footed pass 30 metres out. To go to a game-high lead, Joe Amos right over the top of the goal umpire's hat.
Will Ashcroft kick, smothered by Erasmus. It bounces towards the arc, beautifully picked up. Jackson from 40, the big fella, kicks a beauty. He's off to the races as well. Boy, they love a celebration, the Dockers, and why wouldn't you? They are running over the top of the reigning premiers.
To Clark. Clark's kick is marked by Tracy, 40 metres out, and this is becoming irresistible from the visitors. Tracy will have another shot to give Freo a 46-point lead at the Gabba. Josh Tracy nails the assignment, and 11 in a row beckons for the Dockers. Marked by Clark in space, runs away, has a bounce, leaves Lohman in his dust. Second bounce before drilling it to the sternum of Voss, who marks it 40 metres out. Voss for 3, hard on the paint, 50 out. Oh, a Voss on top at the Gabba once more. But this ain't Michael, this is Prancing Pony Pats.
The AFL on ABC Sport.
On radio.
ABC Sport Digital Radio.
And ABC Listen.
Fremantle, a 40-point leader at three-quarter time. Stunning football from the Dockers. Quentin Hull, my name, Saturday footy on ABC Sport. Freo 13-11-89 to the Lions 6-13-49. From here we go to Docklands, where the Dogs host the Magpies. G'day, Ben. How's things there?
Quentin, we've got two teams that are white-knuckling their season. They're trying to hold on for dear life. The Western Bulldogs, half a game ahead of Collingwood in 9th and 10th, respectively. The Dogs do get back Tim English. Now, since the start of 2024, they meatloaf it when he's in the team. They win 2 out of 3. Without him, they win 1 in every 5 games. So that is a significant in for them. The Pies actually pretty good here. They've won their last 5 games at Docklands. And Q is a cheap for me to say. It is Scotty Pendlebury's record-breaking game. 3-4-4 here today.
4-3-4. Yeah. Well, you're with me, Benny. I can go cheap after this game and say it's a record-breaking winning streak for the Dockers.
Correct.
It's a bit like that when you get to your best and you add another one. Looking forward to the Bulldogs and the Magpies coming up after this one. Yeah, it'll be 11 in a row for the Dockers. And interestingly, they've got the away game at Bunbury to North Melbourne next week before a bye. So, with no disrespect to North Melbourne, but they are improving. but they've got to go to the other side of the country to play a team who's won 11 in a row.
Right, yeah. Advantage. Freo, eh?
Well, there may be some just joining us. Matt Primus and Jason Ackermanis, your experts. Outside of the scoreline, Kadeen Coleman out of the game with a hamstring injury. Brennan Cox has got a leg injury. So that's the injury news. But how's this happened?
Well, that quarter, I just come up on the AFL website, the second worst pressure quarter Brisbane have had this year, which it seemed that way, and their worst was third quarter last week. So 12 inside 50s Freo had for 10 shots. So that just tells you what's going on. That's not disrespecting Fremantle. They were awesome. But they are just not getting a glove on them. The effort, we spoke about that kick-in that ended up 2v1 to Fremantle in the forward line there. This is just repeating what Geelong looked like 2 weeks ago and what the second half against the Giants last week, where they're just not up for the fight. They look like 10 minutes before half-time, but then you think they come out after half-time, but they just got blown away and
it's a problem.
Disinterested.
So back into the middle of the Gabba to start the final term. Jackson got over the top, slapped it forward. Shea Bolton was tackled into the ground by Locke Neal.
And also, Prices, can I say, Fremantle are amazing.
Oh, the Dockers have been fantastic. Their defensive efforts have been amazing here at the Gabba tonight. Picked up by Draper here and cut off by Corey Wagner, who's returned back to Queensland. He started off here at Aspley and then went to North Melbourne, then Melbourne, and he's enjoying his football life over in Fremantle at the moment. They flared it out to Luke Ryan on the outer wing, chipped it forward to Matt Johnson, who's had some kind of game.
Corey Wagner in that academy class of Harris Andrews, who have had different trajectories of their careers.
4 metres.
Dockers just keeping off on the wing. It's gone back to Ryan, who's now called to play on. Luke Ryan with a high right foot kick to attacking 50. Gallup gets to the front of the pack for Brisbane and punches it out of play. Zane Bojack.
Yeah, Nathan O'Driscoll's getting some treatment on his right ankle. He's got a big smile on his face. Probably the scoreline's the reason for that. But, yeah, I don't know whether we'll see him in this last quarter.
Not much fun getting on that plane to go home either with one of those fat ankles.
Boundary throw in. 50 from the Dockers goal. Jackson taps down to Murphy Reid. Can't keep it in near the boundary line. We'll do it again. And didn't get to the around the grounds at three-quarter time, so I'll do that for you now. In the NRL, West Tigers lead Canterbury 16-6 at half-time after the Knights beat Parramatta 28-22 earlier today.
Throw in, left half forward for the Dockers. Draper toes it forward for Brisbane. Neal, handball to Berry, who, well, got what his name suggested and was buried there by Clark. The ball dribbles forward, taken by Fletcher. He takes off, has a couple of bounces. Third bounce, he gets to 70 from goal. Wobbles one inside 50. They've got this covered beautifully, the Dockers. It's Sherry who gave the ball back, and even under enormous pressure there, Chapman does beautifully, pivots, handball off to Wagner. Wagner now long down the line. Levi Ashcroft has got to sit underneath this. Miscommunication, and the footsteps of Amos. It was picked up there by Gallup. Gallup knocked off the ball. Amos gets back involved at ground level now. Connor McKenna, the handball forward to Reville. Back to McKenna. The Irishman has a bounce. Good Levi Ashcroft has been shepherded Tracy out, but it resulted in him having an injury as the ball's kicked inside 50 for the Lions, and then Chapman repels for the Dockers back just short of centre wing.
Ainsworth is making a meal of trying to rove. He does enough to tap to reveal Brisbane's ball, but everything they do is under pressure. Johnson grabs him holding the ball. Matt Johnson wins the free kick for Fremantle at right half back.
Tackling is 99%. I want it. Yep. And that just shows you the difference. Lions have only had 27 of those all game.
What was it? High ball to the wing. Tracy takes the mark. Was it plus 37 the tackles for GWS last week?
Yep.
And what are we up to tonight?
Plus 14.
Plus 14. Okay. Tracy from the wing. Jackson. He used the step ladder illegally on the back of Draper. That's a free kick.
And the scary stuff about that, Q, is over 100 handball receives Fremantle had. So there's plenty of opportunity to tackle an opposition when they're playing like that. It just hasn't been there tonight.
Even to stop their run. Little things. Don't even look like even trying stuff like that.
Draper with the free kick, left half back for Brisbane. Pokes it long to the wing. Rayner! Flew and got 95% of it in a six-man pack, but the ump didn't pay it. Just bubbled out at the last minute, and it goes to the deck, and there's Jumped on and neutralised by Tracy. Good fly from Cam Rayner. Stoppage. Bolton comes through. Oh, just weaves his way brilliant with those light feet and slick hands. Hands it to Jackson, hands it out the back to Brayshaw. Runs around McCluggage, draws two men, gives it to Jackson. Jackson draws a man, hands it to Clark. Clark on the wing for the Dockers. An up and under kick to attacking 50. Double-fisted clear by Gallup of Brisbane. Roved by Dunkley. Hands to Berry and the lines are out on the fat side.
So Berry puts it into the path there of Charlie Cameron, who's worked his way down the half back. Takes the mark in front of Wagner, but he's got to wait for options to present in front of him. He still holds up and then feigns to go left, goes around to the right of the mark. In the end, it's a long kick down the line regardless. It goes over the pack. At the back, Fletcher couldn't pick it up, but McVie did for the Dockers. Handball forward to Chapman, then to Brayshaw. Off one step beyond centre wing, and it's a hold. It's going to be a free kick to the Dockers regardless of that marking contest. Amos was in front. They're tangled up. He and Gallup are just... Well, they're wrestling and flailing about on the ground, but it was Amos who was in front and got the free kick for a hold against Gallup. He's on the logo, on the Stanley Street side. The Dockers dominating here at the Gabba. Chip forward now. Finds Brayshaw. A long one inside 50. Pat Voss, held by Gardner, will get the free kick. 40 out. Tight angle to the left. Zane Bojack on the boundary.
Yeah, O'Driscoll's gone back out on the field, so he's got on the exercise bike and improved that ankle. But I can say this, there's still a goal in favour of Brisbane if they can put something together.
3 goals, 3 for Pat Voss. He starts his run up from the boundary, and it's a long run up too.
In the next suburb.
Man standing the mark, 45 out. Very tight angle to the left. Voss comes in, launches a right foot, drop, punt. That is pure. He's got 4. And the Dockers inflicting more pain here at the Gabba on the reigning premier. 14-11-95 to 6-13-49. It's back to the 46-point margin with 8 gone in the final term.
So since he missed that sitter from 20 metres out where he hit the post, he's kicked 2 goals from 45 metres out on the boundary.
On an angle, yeah.
And and ridiculous low percentage shots. I mean, they're struggling just to handle the size and strength of their forwards, the way it's coming in. Brisbane, I said 2 weeks ago that they might have to look at themselves. This is not even close to that. There's not even words you should say to the performance. It's so poor.
Jason Ackermanis with you, showing excellent discipline, Jace. Keep it up. Keep it up.
Oh, can I go now?
No, you can't.
Please?
No. Please. No, because you're making too much sense, Jace. Tapped out in the middle, one by Brisbane. Bailey comes through to pick up, kicks it to the pocket. It goes through Morris, who overran the ball. Pearce mops up in the back pocket for the Dockers. He lumbers away, but his hand pass is turned over. Pinched by Bailey on attacking 50 for Brisbane. A swivel in his turn, but he's kicked it straight to Ryan. Left foot kick to the pocket, and Luke Ryan gets in the way.
It's tough to play forward here for the Lions at the moment. Just the ball coming in is horrible.
Ryan from the pocket. High kick to half-back. Harris Andrews gets to the drop. Marks and plays on for Brisbane. Kicks it back to the pocket, and Morris is there to take a chest mark. 40 metres out, hard on the boundary.
They don't work together. They don't work for each other. They're all playing for themselves at the moment, the Lions. I had a look at Will Ashcroft. He's supposed to be a good player. He's jogging, and I mean jogging, in a way that I would do on a Sunday afternoon at heart rate run. Yes, that's just not the way you're going to play footy. Don't care how good you've been.
Morris. He has kicked the 1 goal tonight. Very tough angle. Kicks it across the face. It's knuckled through by Jackson for a point. Brisbane trimmed the deficit to 45 at 14-11-95 to 6-14-50.
The Dockers bring it back in quickly. We were expecting something from the Lions, but what we got was Wharfy time here at the Gabba.
Just soft free kicks too. I mean,
6 and 6 for the Lions ahead of a Q clash next week. And the Suns have got this week off.
And that's no gimme.
After being embarrassed by North last week.
Tracy has the ball, launches one towards half forward, off the hands, Dunkley. Over back to Connor McKenna, chips it into the corridor. McCluggage gathers,
got the handball back to McKenna, tackled off the ball. Ball spills forward. Bailey gets it inside 50. Charlie Cameron, 45 out. He's got a man in the pocket, but he decides to point at the goals, Babe Ruth style, and say, I'm going that way.
Has he got this drop punt in him these days?
He does, but
we'll have to kick at 50, Jace.
It's just look at the way, how much spin he puts on the ball. This is where he loses. Good connection is a nice spinning ball. He puts way too much spin on it. He goes just beyond the arc and kicks a glorious drop punt. See the spin rate?
Yep.
Well, it spun right through the big sticks. That's what the Lions required. Charlie gets a couple. 7-14-56 to the Dockers. 14-11-95. 39-point margin. And we played about 9.5 minutes of the final term on ABC Sport. You never know, though. There's still enough minutes, Lee Matthews would say. Goals left, Matty. There is 12 minutes and 7 goals.
Zane on the boundary.
Yeah, Alex Pearce is in concerted conversation with the physios and medical staff down here, and it's not the knee that he came in with the problem, it's the right one. So I think he's saying that it's a bit proppy. So if I wouldn't be taking any risks, you just put him to sleep, wouldn't you?
Well, yeah.
But we're not coaches.
Well, there's 12.5 minutes to go, and the margin's 39 points. So generally, Brisbane have gone on surges at this venue the last 5 years, but they've been playing better throughout the game, and I don't think they've been playing the calibre of opponent that they're facing today. Wait and see. Jackson with the tap down. Anyway, Lockie Neal with the clearance for Brisbane. Kicks to the pocket. Oh, Curtin got pushed out of the pack. No free kick. Dockers ball. Clark under pressure. Fumbles once and twice to his own advantage. Picks up. Hands it to McVie. Hands it out the back to Chapman. Chapman from the left back pocket with a high kick out of bounds on the full. It just doesn't look like it today, but if Brisbane kick a couple in a row, you know that the gavel will start to rumble a bit. Free kick for Jared Berry. Kicks in field, marked by McKenna. McKenna, 70 from goal. Kicks Brisbane to the pocket, looking for Dunkley. Easy pickings for Clark to punch away, and it will be thrown in with Brisbane deep in attack. Saturday footy on ABC Sport. It's 11 minutes. Final term here at the Gabba, and you're listening to it on ABC Sport, where the Dockers lead by 39 points.
Like it in this. This is a stoppage. Here's the throw in. Fort versus Jackson. Jackson got it down. Oh, Bolton got down and dirty, and they jumped on him. The umpire circles. Says, not a problem. I'll come in and throw it up, and I'll do it really quickly. Fort versus Jackson again. Fort got it down. Lockneil, handball out to Bailey. Bailey off a style. Oh, boy, it floated. And it floated to the right. There's one behind. I was going to say off a step. That's what I was trying to say.
A quick entry from the Dockers. Long kick from Ryan. It's marked by Erasmus at right half back beyond defensive 50. So that's a cheap exit. Kicks it around the wing, but Reville intercepts.
Pass to Reville.
Marks for the Lions. He kicks infield. Taken by Neal with a couple around him. Hands it back to Reville. Hands it to Wilmot. Hands it to Will Ashcroft. Tackled, but hands it back to McKenna near the bullseye. McKenna with a high kick, hoping for Berry, who's got the sit. Pushes his man in the back. Free kick against Jared Berry.
Geez, they're playing some soft ones.
Oh, it's every day of the week. Left hand on the 3, right hand on the O.
But
on Nathan O'Driscoll's back.
Anyway.
It's soft, but it's just dumb technique from Jared Berry, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
That's why he's rusty tonight.
Well,
if you give them an opportunity to pay a free kick, they'll invariably do it. Switkowski gets it and chips forward of centre wing to Pat Voss. He's been the antagonist, the protagonist, all of the antagonists together. Gets on the right foot, inside 50. Tracy spoiled there by Harris Andrews. It's flicked forward, but Darcy Gardner is acting as goalkeeper. Picked it up under pressure as he tries to extract it. That's a really good mark. Taken there by Jared Berry again.
Can I add Alchemist as well?
Yes, indeed.
Turning base medals into gold with a couple of those shots.
He's doing beautifully as the Lions bring it straight down the corridor. Here's a chance. Wilmot floating back was Levi Ashcroft, taking the mark 45 out. He was held up. He wanted to play on. Lohman was streaming forward, the crowd giving the umpire what for, but Levi Ashcroft will have to go back and kick this one from 50. Yeah, it's going your way. Now, Levi,
there may be some...
He's looking sharp.
Some Freo supporters around the place, particularly in our department that I won't name, Poppy Penny. They'll start having heart attacks if Brisbane kick a couple in a row here.
Here comes Levi Ashcroft. Traverses the arc. It slews off the side of the boot. Very wide. Lucky to sneak in for a point, but it did. 95 plays 58. It is now a 37-point margin in favour of the Dockers.
Poppy's on the call team for the Bulldogs-Collingwood game. That's coming your way next. Yeah, she's a very nervous Dockers supporter, but I think they're home here, Poppy. Ryan runs to the pocket, kicks it around the boundary line, and Johnson again marks. You're impressed
so
with him?
good there.
Yeah, he's
seen
good
him live.
size, works hard, beautiful skill.
Technique.
And the purple boots as well. They're a lightish purple compared to the deep coloured purple of the playing strip, although they're in there away white today. High kick towards halfway. Tracy punches down, and then Dunkley comes through to win a loose ball for Brisbane. Kicks it over Draper's head. He's one-on-one in the cage with Ryan out the back. Ryan protects the drop, has a fumble. Here's the big fella coming at him. Gives the ball to McVee. McVee pushed over the line by Rayner.
That's
boundary throw-in.
There's something be nice of him to take a mark like that and use his body and win this ball and give it off to a teammate to kick a goal. That's what we need to see.
There's 9 minutes left in the game. A goal here for Brisbane makes it a little over 5 goals a difference. Boundary throw in. Picked up by Reid of the Dockers. Rush clearance. Andrews nudges Tracy out of the way. Tracy took a dive as if he's at the World Cup. You don't get them here. This is Australian football, not the world game. Kick from Andrews to full forward in a pack. And it's locked up. Ball up.
He knew he was cooked.
Q-Pack's about 5 Ks away if Josh Tracy wants to go perform.
You've got a good nudge. Thrown up about 15 metres out from goal. Oh, it's towed off the deck there. Was it Draper who got his big foot to it?
Will, I think. Will Ashcroft's.
Or Will Ashcroft. They're both sort of running off with a muted celebration. The ball hit the deck. Regardless, it's a goal to the Lions. 6 to go with 8 minutes. 14-11, 95 to the Dockers, 8-16, 64. They've credited that one to Will Ashcroft, so that is his second. It's back to a 31-point margin, 16 gone.
Get the ball inside 50, go to a forward stoppage, and that's the only way they're going to score. There's the blueprint for them for the next 8 minutes.
Oh, man.
Zane on the boundary.
Yeah, Alex Pearce has done about 2K of circle work on the boundary, and he's impressed the Medicos enough that they've let him go back down into the defensive 50.
Okay.
Risky.
31 points to lead to the Dockers. Brisbane's kicked the last 2 in the game. There's 8.5 minutes of playing time left. Official crowd 32,423. Big centre stoppage here. It'll be Brisbane's clearance. Will Ashcroft. No, bumped off it. Erasmus got there in time. Handed it to Mason Cox. His hand pass stolen though by Bailey, who shunts it to the advantage of Berry. Lost it. Bolton's got it for the Dockers edge of the centre square. Handed to Erasmus. Lost it. Holding the ball. Wilmot with the tackle. Free kick to Darcy Wilmot on the outer side. Short kick, not the required. Bailey grabs it, called to play on, gives it back to Wilmot, runs the bullseye. High, deep kick to full forward. Lyman over his head. Morris in the pocket. Got it. Runs infield. Swivels and snaps on the right. Not enough curl. And it hits the point post, I think, on the full. Yes, it does. That's out of bounds on the full opposite pocket. Free kick for the Dockers.
Great kick inside 50, though. Offline, so the Fremantle defenders couldn't air assist, and then gave him a shot on goal.
Didn't it? They were out again, just fumbles, little crappy fumbles. So Warner has it, gives it to the run of Luke Ryan, who gets to just short of 50 and kicks it to the centre wing. Tracy did the early body work against Bruce Reville, then missed the ball at the back of the pack. It's with Sherry. Sherry gathers, tackles, still got the handball away to Tracy, who kept going. He launches one inside 50. Harris Andrews with the spoil. It just misses Amos at ground level. Picked up by Dudley, nudged over the boundary line by Answorth in front of the scoreboard, which shows the Dockers leading by 31 points.
18 minutes, final term. Saturday footy on ABC Sport. Michael Price, Quentin Hull, Jason Ackermanis and Matt Primus with you. As the ball's tossed in, Dockers in attack, but Bailey rose for Brisbane, hands it to Will Ashcroft. Rush clearance for the Lions. It's a high ball to half-back. Clark flew, went without it. Warner goes through to pick up from behind for the Dockers. Kicks it back into attack. Pitches in the pocket in front of Amos. He gathers, is tackled. Got a hand pass infield to Big Mason. Brilliant smother from Darcy Wilmot coming across the bows of the big American. And that was almost end of section. Great smother. And we'll now see A ball up next to the point post.
He's been their best player tonight, Wilmot.
Throw in with the Dockers in attack. Well, ricochets off foot, back to the boundary line. Bolton's there for the Dockers. Slung as he gets his ball to boot. Near the line, play on. Cox tapped it, but Ashcroft and McKenna, they rove for Brisbane and the Lions ping clear.
Oh, he's in trouble. Wilmot, it gets past one. Tackle, still got the handball away. Bailey, who's really lifted his rating, exploded onto it. Handball off to Berry. Berry to right half forward to Lohman just inside the boundary line. 55 from goal. He wants to measure a pass. He goes to the pack. Dunkley spoiled. It's tapped down. Oh, the snap from Jasper Fletcher. From 10 metres out, he roved and snapped and goaled. So the lead gets cut to 25 nervous points for the Dockers. 14-11-95, plays 9-16-70. We've played nearly 20 minutes of the final term. They couldn't do it, could they?
Goals in 6 minutes.
A little bit of ABBA too.
This is just opening up. The Dockers have dropped their rate and the Lions are taking advantage.
Well, this is great fodder for Justin Longmuir, Matt. No matter what. If they get out of this one, which they probably will, they're getting a bit of a lesson of don't think that you can drop your rating.
Absolutely. Keep the foot on the accelerator.
25 points the lead to Brisbane. 6 minutes and 14 seconds left. Zane?
Oh, look, the Doctor's bed in front of me. It's getting another workout. Matt Johnson's getting work done on his right knee.
Centre stoppage. Tap down. Will Ashcroft's hand pass a bit messy. Oh, he tackled Mason Cox holding the ball. Play on. Bailey takes the advantage. Kicks inside 50. Morris marks. 40 from goal.
That was great play on there, Zach Bailey, who's been good all night.
This to bring the margin to 19 points.
I have no doubt he did not mean that kick. It just came off the side of the boot. But forwards in front, Matty. We love that when you coach.
Morris has only kicked the one goal tonight. And suddenly the Gabba has awoken. They were 51 points down late in the third term. This to make the margin 19. Logan Morris misses to the left.
Come on, Logan.
So it's a neat 4 goals of the difference at 95 to 71. Five and a half to go.
So the Dockers to bring it back in. The Lions pressing now. The kick falls short of the contest. Fisted forward by Harris Andrews. Morris. Oh, he's hit the post, has he? It's just clipped as he's had a big snap from 40 out.
And this
2
is
points in a row.
Sorry, Price. Like before half-time, Fremantle just went into the shells, just kicked long down the line, didn't try and hold on to the ball. They're just conceding territory.
23 points the margin, Dockers lead.
McVie runs beyond the goal mouth. A long kick in for Fremantle. Tracy got to the front. One grab, couldn't complete the mark. Andrews has got it. He's wrapped up.
They'll try and own the ball and kill another 30, 40 seconds and get the ball further up the ground. Just don't invite Brisbane back into the game.
Cox and Draper. It's tapped to Will Ashcroft. Hands it to Fletcher. Fletcher's kick smothered. And it ricochets over the boundary line at right half forward for Brisbane. 60 from goal.
There's another one of those smothers. But they're on the move now, Brisbane, around the stoppages. At least trying to make the play. They haven't done it most of the game.
3 goals, 5 to 1 goal in this final term. The crowd trying to urge their Lions over the line. Throw in at right half forward. Cox versus Draper. Draper got a hand in. Well done, Murphy Reid. Got a handball out to O'Driscoll, who measures a nice kick into the path of Tracy, who beat Harris Andrews to the ball. Good mark. Taken just forward of centre wing, or just behind centre wing for the Dockers.
Those hands.
Sticky hands, man.
Oh, he is a very strong, big unit, Tracy. He kicks it towards half forward. Curtin got in front. It went through his hands at the back there. Flicked forward by Amos. It was cut off for the Lions, but then nicely picked up there by Sherry. Got the handball back to O'Driscoll. Little 9-iron into the pocket. And he's found Frederick. 45 out. He's right on the boundary line.
It'll take you 30 seconds. Kill the clock.
A lot of goals from the boundary today.
Frederick is facing inboard. Taking the big, deep breaths. Taking all of his 30 seconds as well. Now he plays on.
curls the right footer. He's curled it skinny, one behind, 96, plays 72. Back to 24 points the margin in favour of the Dockers. Zane.
Got to go. Johnson's done. Hamstring right, ice on.
Okay, that's not good news. Quick exit for the Lions. Andrews beyond half-back takes the mark. Kicks to Cameron, marks it on the wing. 4 goals to lead to the Dockers, 3.5 minutes on the game clock. Oh, drop mark from Rayner near the boundary line. An ill-affordable fumble in this situation for Brisbane. He should have marked that, and he's fumbled it out of play. So now a stoppage at left half forward for Brisbane with the boundary throwing.
Fumbles. Kill you.
Ball tossed in. Draper to the front. Punches down to Neil, hands it over his head. Bailey with a big shirt front on Murphy. Reid got rid of him with the palm. Bailey snap into the pocket, though, is marked by Warner of the Dockers. And yes, I think that defibrillators can be put away for Dockers fans. I think you're going to get out of this one. Warner from the pocket. High kick to a pack. Off hands. Oh, Switkowski Robes handed it through the congestion. Jackson had a fumble and lost it. Answorth picks up for Brisbane. Rush kick inside 50. Morris flies. One grab, can't mark. Has to play tackle on Wagner. And he's wrapped up. Won't Corey Wagner love this? Former Lions Academy player. Went the long route to really establishing himself in AFL footy. But they love him at the Dockers, and he's helped force a neutral there.
Umpire throws it up. Centre half forward for Brisbane. It's going to be a free kick. It's going to go to the big man, Sam Draper. So he doesn't want to muck around with time, but he's now...
Come on, you silly man.
He'll have to kick it from 55.
Just kick it.
2 minutes 40 left in the game. It's the Dockers by 4 straight goals. Draper launches from still inside the centre square. Boy, that's a good kick. That is a beauty. 18 points the margin.
2.5.
We're very late into the final term. But can Lions fans dare to dream? 14-12-96. Plays 10-18-78. 3 straight goals the margin in favour of the Dockers.
Love the music. It comes down to this centre square. Can they get it out again, this clearance? They have been good. Matty Promise has started to get a bit of momentum back in the game. Poor free kick from Jackson, but great goal.
Yeah, they're just playing quicker. Throw caution to the wind the last 3 or 4 minutes, and they've been able to connect inside 50.
Here's the centre stoppage crew, Matt. It's Draper, Neil, Will Ashcroft and Bailey. For the Dockers, it's Brayshaw, Reid, Bolton underneath Jackson. So the cream of the crop's in there.
Yep.
Brisbane have got to kick a goal from this centre stoppage to be any hope whatsoever. There's 3 goals the difference and 2 minutes and 30 seconds on the game clock. Big ball up this in the middle. Draper the tap. Neil, a brilliant robe off his ankles. Hands it to Bailey. A pressured kick, though, goes wide. Bounces towards the wing. Ashcroft, Levi wrestled off the ball. Can't pick it up. Brayshaw does for the Dockers. Hands it to O'Driscoll. Gives it back to Brayshaw. Hands to Reid. Hands to O'Driscoll. He runs to half forward. And perhaps safe waters for Fremantle. And the safe waters are now in the hands of Tracy as the entry's marked by the leading forward in the pocket 40 metres out.
Yeah, O'Driscoll and the other guy, they're just outnumbered on the wing, and they're able to go from a 2-on-2 to a 3-on-2 burst away. Then another beautiful kick inside 50. Their inside 50 kicks tonight, or this afternoon, Acco, have been amazing.
Have been amazing. Yep. They've worked hard for it, though.
Yep.
So Josh Tracy lining up for his 3rd goal. 45 metres out. Right boot is an exclamation point on a brilliant Dockers victory at the Gabba. They've been challenged in this last quarter, but Fremantle has come to the house of the 2-time reigning champs and extended their club record winning streak to 11. Tracy's 3rd, Dockers by 4 goals at 15-12-102 to 10-18-78.
They got the clearance then too, Matty, and just that one-on-one effort on the far side there, Levi Ashcroft. They're the ones you've got to win. You've got to be able to stand up in them late in the game. That's what makes you a good player. Very clean finally. Looking now, how good was that? And then just the outnumber. They're working harder.
Yeah, and they're key forwards. 3 goals to Tracy, 4 goals to Amos, 4 goals to Voss. Not often you see Brisbane's backline, the opposition key forwards have a night out.
Oh, Jackson gets high above Draper there, but Lockneil grabbed it, handball forward was a speculator. Jackson got back there as well. Murphy Reid, handball backwards to Clark, to the run of Ryan. He chips it out here to the wing. It's a nice kick to Erasmus in front of Reville. They're taking their time now, the Dockers. That's a nice 45 kick just to take a little bit more time off the clock. Back to Ryan.
Clark's had some game, pricing.
Oh, they've all...
Yeah,
I've got to say, he's had 23 disposals, and Freo are plus 62 in disposals, and nobody's hit over 30. They're just got a spread all across as that kick went long towards the boundary line and fisted away. So it's going to be a throw in just short of right half forward for the Dockers. It's been a brilliant performance by them, and you can hear that the Dockers fans have taken over with the Freo chant here at the Gabba. Hasn't happened for nearly 10 years. The ruck contest, Fletcher, handball to Will Ashcroft, backwards now to Lockneil, who measures a kick towards Charlie Cameron. Getting back there was Warner, fisted away at ground level. Here's the contest. Swikowski's got it. Handball backwards to Warner. They should be out here, the Dockers.
O'Driscoll receives in the bullseye, hands to Reid, chips it to Bolton. Bolton cruises to 50, doesn't shoot on goal. Chips it to Amos, who takes the mark. 35 out directly in front. And if he kicks this goal, it'll equal his Derby haul of 5 to equal his career best. And it will come post full-time siren at the Gabba. The Dockers extend their club record winning streak. The longest journey in the AFL on the road. And what a victory for Fremantle. Amos with a kick after the siren on his left boot. He misses to the left, so he doesn't get that 5th goal. But the Dockers have heave-hoed the Premiers at the Gabba by 25 points. Wins in a row. So only that round 1 loss at Cardinia Park to Geelong is the blot on the copybook for Justin Longmuir's Fremantle in 2026 to date, while the Brisbane Lions have now lost 3 games in a row. The 2-time reigning premiers are split with their win-loss record at 6-6, and they face a trip down the M1 to play arrested and stinging Gold Coast in a Q clash next week. Full time at the Gabba, Fremantle 15-13, 103 have beaten Brisbane 10-18, 78. It was a 13-point lead at quarter time for the Dockers, 21 points at half time. They got out by 51 about 25 minutes into the third quarter. They turned for home with a 40-point lead at three-quarter time. Brisbane got as close as 18 points, but Josh Tracy's last goal ensuring that it was just beyond the 4 goals in the end. 25 points to be precise at 15-13, 103 to 10-18, 76. Pat Voss kicked 4 goals. Jai Amos kicked 4 goals. Josh Tracy kicked 3. And singles for Jackson, Switkowski, Dudley and Johnson. But Johnson finished the game with a soft tissue injury. So that's a bit of an asterisk for the Dockers, who also lost Brendan Cox throughout the game, who hurt the back of his knee. So we wait to see the assessment there. The Lions, well, they played without Kitty Coleman for most of the game. He did a hamstring early on. As far as the goal kickers for Brisbane, 2 for Charlie Cameron, 2 for Will Ashcroft, and singles for Draper, Fletcher, Levi Ashcroft, Morris Bailey and Curtin. Dockers 10-1. Lions 6-6. There's always going to be some nourishment out of this one, and Matt Primus and Jason Ackermanis get first crack at it.
We can't say too much other than they were exquisitely good across the park. They really just they wanted it more. Their ball movement was better. They were cleaner. Their tackling pressure, their ability to on defence run and tackle, harass, outnumber. That's how you play footy. Now you're always going to get tested in the AFL. Your team at some stage isn't going to be up and flying, and this is going to be a very interesting period for Brisbane. That said, you looked across the park, you can't see the intensity for most of that 3 quarters if you're a Brisbane fan at home, where you just sort of want it and you got to win it and get over there, and it just was not there all night for Brisbane. And their big forwards were too strong, too good. They run everywhere. They were wonderful.
Hey, spot on, Aka. And also teams have taken away the way Brisbane want to play, haven't they? And then so all of a sudden Brisbane are forced to chase and harass them. Maybe they're not built that way. They haven't been built that way. They've got a style of play where they dominate possession and territory, and now all of a sudden that's been taken away the last 3 weeks, so they look poor. They've had 36 tackles, and tackles aren't everything, that's a bit of old school, but 36 tackles, 12 of them were inside 50. So they've had 24 everywhere else around the ground, which is a super low number when a team's had 166 handballs. So there is effort and intensity, and pressure factor's horrible. Maybe they're not capable of doing it because they haven't had their game style taken away from them like the last 3 weeks. So there's some big question marks of what they're going to do for the rest of the year. Can they get their game going, or how are they going to have to change it up?
Yeah, even the cough-ups when they get tackled, like just giving it up too easy, not being able to hold in the tackle, win the one-on-ones. They get a little bit of momentum at the end there, which is wonderful. I know they've got some of their best players. Their best players aren't playing well that are on the field, and some of their other very good players who really do help them structurally and get the ball movement and everything you need aren't there. I know that, but that happens.
They still had 18 shots.
Yeah.
From 47 inside 50, so that some things are working, but it's...
And speaking of players not there, so Caleb Sarong still to come back in, Hayden Young still to come back in, Sean Darcy still to come back in.
Yep.
For a Freo team that now will play North Melbourne at the Kangaroos home game at Bunbury, but that's a flight that Freo don't need to get on. Then they've got to bye. Then they play Geelong at home after that. They've got then a trip to Canberra after that to play the Giants. So they've got a month at home now, the Dockers.
Yep.
And they go to that month at home with a 11-win, 1-loss record.
Yep.
They'll finish minor premiers, and they'll have definitely 2 home finals. And if they can keep it going and limit the Johnsons and the Cox and the injuries they've got, they are some team. They are impressive.
Yeah, they look at the moment, everything's intact, isn't it? Like and the last year the knock on them was they played slow. When they won the ball, but we saw tonight.
That was not slow.
They can go fast, and when they go fast, they're as good as anyone. So they've got both facets, back line sorted, midfield is played a lot of footy together now, and their forward line. And as you mentioned, Q, they've still got some talent, and so they've obviously got lots of depth on their squad.
You got a thought? We'd love to hear it from you on 0437 774 774. Steve in WA says, "My goodness, have Fremantle finally arrived?"
It's not hard to beat Brisbane at the moment, don't get me wrong. They're not playing the best footy, but they are some team and playing good footy. You still got to play good footy.
Phil from Victoria says, "I'm hearing goals, but how are the Ashcroft, Sloman and Rayner contributing?" Well,
not that much, not like the usual output.
Yep. 0437 774 774 if you want to get in touch. We've got the Bulldogs and Collingwood coming up for the majority of you. We're heading there in about 15 minutes. If you're with us in the West or on News Radio, we'll stick here and wrap it up for the next half hour before over in the West you can go to the footy, and on News Radio, of course, you can hear that on ABC Listen. The Lions have disappeared down the race. Zane Bojak's in the Dockers rooms, and Fremantle are just about to leave the Gabba. 32,423 fans came to see it. And the locals, they've now lost 3 in a row, Brisbane. And as they have been at different stages during this amazing, consistent run to the last 3 grand finals under Chris Fagan, there's real questions mid-season again for Brisbane as to whether or not they can climb off the canvas and be a prominent force. Zano, down to you in the Dockers rooms. There's about to be a purple rain of excitement.
Yeah, well, they might be wearing white jerseys, Q, but there's a purple party about to explode here in the dressing rooms here at the Gabba. Nate Fife is here, and he's celebrating with all of his former teammates. Been a long time between drinks, 3,637 days. In fact, every player's gone over to him. Why wouldn't you? Former skipper, Brownlow medalist, and they're very, very happy boys here. Big Mason Cox, Lukey Jackson, all just gone past me. Pat Voss, what a performance tonight. They have all been impressive, and they're about to sing this song with gusto. Heave ho, Freo! There's a few supporters down here as well. They've broken the drought for what, about an 11-game winning streak, and we're about to chat to someone, the prancing pony, Pat Voss, here on ABC Sport.
We'll stay close, Zane. So the majority of the games between Fremantle and Brisbane have been played in Perth of recent times. So it is only a 4-game losing streak at the Gabba against Brisbane, but still, the last time the Dockers have won a game against Brisbane at this venue was round 12 of 2016. So that's
when you had hair. That's how long ago it was.
Not even then, Jason.
Mane of hair.
So round 12 of 2026 compared to round 12. It would have had to be round 12 of 1996, Jason, for that to be the case.
Is there any photos? Can you bring in a photo for me? I just want to see it. That'd be awesome. Just next week.
Maybe we could ask our listeners to text it.
I think someone's got one.
Hey, I'm just trying to think. We'll give Zane a moment or two before we get into the Dockers rooms. And look, first time for me to see Freo in the flesh. And pretty simple, the thing that I'll leave with, explosive. And I use that in one, body-on-body strength. Mm-hmm. They're an excellent one-on-one side. They're quick.
Yep.
And they're decisive. They know what they're wanting to do. They back their teammates. They support each other. And they're a physically good side too, Matt.
Well, I remember reading pre-season was that their Achilles heel was their physicality last year, and they brought in a new gym guy. When you bring in a gym guy, and they focused on core strength, ability to burst away from contest and stoppages. And I thought, maybe it's hard to replicate that, but that looks like it's something they've worked on, and they are a powerful team. And all those things you mentioned, that's what really good teams are. They're just, everything's working well. Offense, defence, contest, everything's working really well, and they're certainly doing that at the moment. A long way to go in the season, but yeah, they look super strong in all areas.
Dockers have gone into a meeting, so that will give me the chance to give you the stats here.
Or Zano.
Fremantle winning by 25 points.
Get in the room, Zano.
Brayshaw and Clark finished with 25 each for the victors. Ryan 22, O'Driscoll 22, Reid 21, Bolton 21, Johnson 20, McVie 20. And that's the thing I love about that. Look, so
it's an even spread, isn't it?
That top 10 between 25 and 20. And it's a very even spread. You're right there, Pricey. For Brisbane, Bailey had 30 disposals, Wilmot 26, Neil 23, Will Ashcroft 22 and Berry 20, the best. Overall, Fremantle had 66 more disposals, 364 to 298. Contested possessions, pretty close, Freo +2. The clearances, Brisbane won the clearances 42 to 31 and won the centre ball up clearances 14 to 10.
Didn't maximise it, did they?
Brisbane had 12 more inside 50s, so 59 to 47 and they had 28 scoring shots apiece. But 10-18 to 15-13.
But the Freo efficiency was 33% versus the Lions 17%.
Yeah, and the difference in the amount of people in your 50 and how it's coming in. I mean, their forwards are getting right up the centre back and running their opponent also back into the 50. Like, just work rate.
Well, we'll spend some time talking about the Dockers in a moment, but Jason, Matt, we've had the best seat in the house to see one of the best footy teams of recent times go around here. What are you seeing now that concerns you about where Brisbane are headed in 2026? Or is this the inevitable flat spot for a team that has been to the last 3 grand finals and had to dig pretty hard to get there?
Well, Acker knows better than all of us. The last couple of years, Brisbane have had their flat spots, and they probably had one, the Melbourne game, even though they only just lost that, but that was flat, and then they came out and blew Carlton away for a half. But it's more the nature of their losing. Like, they are getting completely outplayed. When they had their flat spots last year and even the year before, it was they would just lose or have a bad quarter and then they'd bounce out of it, no worries. But they just don't look the ability to bounce out of it. And while it's you've got to keep evolving, it doesn't. Their game style hasn't evolved, and if teams are able to stop them like they have the last 3 weeks, you have to have another way to play. And I don't know if they're built for that. That's going to be the intriguing thing to look over the last month, because you can keep going and looking at vision like they did last week and have in-depth and honest discussions, but that didn't work for them this week. And so you can't go back to that well, and then you use the emotion to get up. You can't do that. You have to go back to your game plan, but teams are taking it away and they're not able to execute it. So it's going to be a really interesting month. So I'm not sure who they got, Q.
Well, I was just having a look at that. So
Suns next week.
Yeah, they've got the Suns next week and then Richmond in Hobart before a bye.
Okay.
And just thinking, well, do they need to find some runners? Well, they lost Kitty Coleman now. I see young Shadow Brain once again is sort of on the emergencies. He's a pretty good user, but where's, we look at the way the Swans are playing, we look at the way that the Dockers are playing, we haven't been able to have it basically back to back. What do? You get and run the ball.
Yes. Geelong here 2 weeks ago.
Yep. As well. So that's the concern, Acker. Have they got any leg speed?
They do.
They can bring in?
They do. Yeah, it's really hard to explain. Like, there's a lot going on in Brisbane as far as your good players aren't playing well. You've got some injuries. They come at you every week. You're going to have a period of time where you are just not with it. Like, you're just not physically up for it and mentally up for it. And it happens. And at the moment, it's happening. That said, it does turn. And if you just get a little bit of positivity, all of a sudden you go in after this and the coach says, hey, that little patch at the end there, that was really good. Let's play like that and keep going, and then just keep on them and just get this little bit of confidence and run and drive, and all of a sudden guys are moving better and they're running, their intensity's gone, and all of a sudden they're making tackles and they're spreading, and the game starts coming back, because that's what they need to do.
I reckon
they need that connection.
I heard Fake say he's a glass half full kind of guy, which he is, and he went there, and we've won this amount of quarters over the last. So he was saying that a few weeks ago, and that it hasn't got them going.
Yes.
So if he says that again, like you could say tonight, we've had 18 shots and this and that, but eventually plays.
We're doing something right.
Yeah, you're doing something, but you need 4 points to win to validate the good news. You can't keep selling that, because there's a lot of bad stuff happening too. And they've got some good stuff and some bad stuff. They need to get rid of that bad stuff.
I think I'll go to the votes now, boys, while we've got a chance, because...
what about a chance?
Well, we've got that too.
A chance? I'm with you.
Doctors have gone in for a meeting. Pat Voss to be with us shortly. By the way, if you're with us or out in most of the country, off to Collingwood and the Bulldogs in about 5 minutes' time. Sticking around on the west to make sure we get that reaction from the rooms before you go to the footy at Docklands. Wherever you are, of course, you can tune in on ABC Listen to hear that game. Look for the red and blue button. And just before I get to your votes, around the grounds in the NRL earlier today, Newcastle 28 beat Parramatta 22. Late on West, Tigers 22 lead Canterbury Bankstown 14. To come tonight, Storm and Roosters. Anytime you want to hear the league, green button on ABC Listen. And in the Super Rugby, the Chiefs have beaten the Blues 59-34 after Moana Pacifica upset the Brumbies 21-19 earlier today. So it means the Reds will finish 5th and the Brumbies 6th. OK, gentlemen, 3-2-1, please, on Freo's 25-point win.
Yeah, Acker's all over it. I can see him.
Yeah, I can't go past the 3 big forwards. You can't kick 4 goals 4 goals 3. Patrick Voss went out there. Not only did he stir it up, give it to him, he backed it up, went back, kicked goals from everywhere. Like, he was wonderful. You got to give him 3 votes, just ahead of Jay Amos. Talk about 4 misses. He was a miss, but he is such a good talent. And when you've got forwards that are doing this, and of course Tracy's probably actually. Can I just change Josh and Tracy around? Because Tracy He gets up the ground.
Going back to half-back.
Goes half-back, gives it to everyone, nearly impossible. I could see Harris Andrews having all kinds of trouble just holding him in the body.
Yeah.
And that's the only reason. He is so good, Tracy. Every team wants him in your team.
Not the first time at the Gabba, 3 votes Voss.
Yeah.
But this is P. Voss.
Is he any relation? Does anyone know?
No.
There's probably a lot of Vosses in the world.
You know where he's from?
Where?
He's from Wagga.
Not that I was going to say. You walked into that.
I should have known. I should have said.
He's from Grong.
No.
No, he's not.
What team did he play for?
Turvey Park.
Okay.
He's a big boy. They got some big boys.
Yeah.
Strong boys.
Yeah.
So Wagga, okay, well, just the Wayne Carey country. There you go. And also...
let's get into the Dockers' rooms. Zane Bojack.
The man who's had 4 goals, 3, and he was absolutely loving it in front of the old Brisbane Lions Social Club there on that wing. They were getting it into you, Pat, but geez, you kicked them through the big sticks and fed it back to him as well.
Yeah, I know. I've been practicing that check side for what it feels like about 3 years. Jamie Graham, after every session we go and have check sides, I've never kicked one. So when she sailed through, I was pretty happy with it, especially after missing one from about 3 metres out 3 minutes before it. So, I was pumped with it.
Now, I wanted to play Price is Right with Jason Ackermanis and, of course, Matty Primus, who's up in the box. Do you know how many days it's been since you guys have won a game over here in Brisbane?
It's 10 years. It was 2016. I did see something on Instagram during the week. It's been 10 years. I'm not sure how many days, but
3,637. So that's a lot of days. But you guys have also won a lot of games in a row, 11 in a row. What's the secret?
I know. It doesn't feel like 11. It feels, I feel like we just reset every Monday. Obviously enjoy the weekend after a big win, especially like on the road like we have this weekend. And, just reset and take it week by week. And, feel like we've got a bit of momentum going now. And, it's enjoyable.
Well, Michael Price and also we've got the great man in Quentin Hull up there with Acker and Matty, and I'll pass them up to you.
Pat, I believe that you and Jai and Josh Tracy, you don't sort of look at the individual goals, but you sort of do the collective. So that's 11 between you today. Pretty handy.
Yeah, 11 between us. That's pretty nice. We thrive on being unselfish as a forward line. We really pride ourselves on not caring who kicks the goals, and we like to think if someone bobs up one week, the opposition might put a bit of work into that particular player the following week, and then might allow the other two to get off the chain. And we really want to be a triple threat down there, and we feel like we're doing it pretty well at the moment.
Well, you always play with flair. I wonder if your answer's going to have a bit of flair here, because we don't want this. It's another week. Every game's a challenge. All teams are good. Come on, you've gone across the country to play the 2-time Premier on their deck. Surely the boys just had a little bit of extra pep in their step for this one.
Yeah, it's a massive win, and it definitely builds confidence, this win, to come to the Gabba and like you said, beat the 2-time reigning premiers is a massive win. They've been under the pump. We knew that they were going to come out and throw a punch today, and they're a quality side, so definitely builds confidence, and an unbelievable win for sure.
Do you have to, Jason Ackermanis here, big fella, now with a name like Voss, you probably don't feel any pressure or anything, but do you have to go up against Josh Tracy at training or anything?
Yeah, I do, and he gets me done in all the marking stuff. He's an absolute gun, the big fella. He's I don't think he's got a weakness in his game. And I was saying out on the ground, I catch myself that many times in game going, gee whiz, that's a good mark, or gee whiz, that's a big chase down tackle for a key forward. And it's like I'm spectating him and just appreciating the big fella's work. He's an absolute star, and can't speak highly enough of him.
Just stick around, Pat. We'll just do some due diligence here, because the Dogs Pies game is coming up. Fremantle have won here by 25 points. So if you're heading off to the Docklands, here's Ben Cameron and the team for the Bulldogs and the Magpies.